And good morning. Welcome to the Cardinal Sports Network. It is going to be a wonderful weekend. What's shaping up to be a great weekend. I'm Tim Howard along with Tom Sherem. And in for J.R. McClellan this weekend, we've got Garrett Wise. Garrett, we're glad to have you here first and foremost. Tom, we've got to experience this through the years. This is going to be a great one.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a great weekend as we're bringing you Trinity Valley Rodeo, College Rodeo. And Garrett, it is a pleasure to have you with us here, sir, from Northeast Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee area.
Yeah, outside of Memphis there. And my counterpart, JR, not going to be with us, like I said. He's chasing the white line, city limit signs. But we are proud to be in here. Big boots to fill that he's left. But, man, what an awesome time we're going to have here at TVCC.
Yeah, we jumped into the slack portion right off the bat here, and it's going to be fantastic as we get ready. Today we've got, anywhere from 20 colleges, universities, to nearly 400 employees, 400 students participating. So glad to have you along, and we'll get over to it, guys. We'll do both from up top here. We've had our first rider already.
Okay.
And I cannot wait to get this thing going.
All right.
Slack now.
You bet.
Big performance tonight.
Yeah, 7:30 tonight and tomorrow night.
That's right, and we hope, if you're local, come out and see it live in action. But if not, be sure to check us out on the Cardinal Sports Network. We're going to be following it all weekend long. We've got, obviously, slack today, performance tonight, another slack tomorrow, and then the big night, Saturday night.
It's all happening right here from the Henderson County Regional Fair Park Complex in Athens, right off Highway 31. Let's transition over. We've got a couple of riders going through the action here. 16-15 on that one, so well done as we get moving through here. Tom, what's one of the things you're anticipating as far as the energy and the level of excitement?
Well, Tim, these young folks come in here to compete, and they're all trying to win, and rightfully so. And so you want to see them do well. You want to see them represent their school well, represent themselves well. And so look forward to all the action that's going to be happening here.
Garrett, we didn't really get a chance to dive into it, but I know that you're amped up to see all of these student athletes and what they're going to bring.
That's right. Well, you talk about the NIRA, 11 different regions. We're here in the southern region, and when you look at it across the board, to me, the southern region, probably one of the most competitive regions we're going to see in the entire country. We've got two men's teams ranked in the top 25, not just nationally, as well as two women's teams. So you think about some of these schools you might consider smaller schools, some local schools, community colleges, but as far as rodeo goes, there are some national powerhouses, and we get to see them go head-to-head, some of the very best.
Yeah, so, Gary, you're talking about there, McNeese State University, the top men's team in the southern region with 3,291 points on the season. Sam Houston followed 28-16 points. And on the women's side, Texas A&M University, 1,742 points, followed by Sam Houston, 1,331.
Yep, so you talk about the job that these coaches have done. And first, Justin Browning, I want to talk about him. He's a longtime coach there at McNeese State University. He himself a longtime, very competitive saddle bronc rider, so he's brought that to the game. But I tell you what, he's won 2 championships with the women's teams as well, so he's not missing anything. He's been a great coach, and honestly, they've been a powerhouse in this region. 11 times they've won the southern region, and this year that's shaping up to be another one, especially on the men's side of things. You talk about Sam Houston University. That school been great for a long time. The only team that's got a men's and a women's division in the top 25, and you talk about an all-around program. They have done a great job there at Sam Houston, Bubba Miller and the team.
Yeah, Sam Houston's had a rodeo program for I don't know how long. I guess probably as long as Sam Houston State University's been around, and they always do well, and well coached down there, and so look forward to seeing what they bring.
Yep. And then we talk about Texas A&M, perennial powerhouse in a lot of different sports, but especially here in rodeo. The women's team, you mentioned it, Tom, they are ranked number 1 with the women's team in the region, but they're also number 10 nationally. So they're a nationally ranked team and doing big things on the barrel racing side as well as the breakaway roping. Now, right now, as we talk about slack, we're talking about the ladies in the barrel racing, the can chasers, getting ready for our next one. One of the lines on a beautiful roan horse. We're going to see what she has for us, see what time she can turn in.
Yeah, I believe this is Emma Fowler for East Texas A&M.
Let's talk a little bit about what it takes to make a great ride, great run. You got to have a little bit of everything working for you in this, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. So I'm going to tell you, when you look at a barrel horse, you think speed, you think fast, and that's a big part of it. But I tell you another part of it, that is going to be the turns. I mean, those 3 barrels can't be overstated, the importance. No matter how fast you go, if you don't get those right, you're not going to win any money. So we're going to see these cowgirls. They do need the speed component, but you want to stay as tight to those barrels as you possibly can. Obviously, if you knock those over, it's a 5-second penalty going to take you out of the running. So we do need to be clean. We look to our next cowgirl. Looks like Ella Southern.
That's an uh-oh moment.
Yeah, Sam Houston State girl.
Sam Houston. So you can bump them, but you can't knock them down. And that's exactly what we see there. Going to be a +5, unfortunately.
Just not really that explosive. Something happened coming down the chute. You would think that she didn't feel good about pushing.
Yeah, so you talk about what it takes for a good run. A good run, I mean, first off, it starts when you get in the truck and come out here. You got to have the right mentality. You got to have the right horsepower to get something done. We talk about the arena here. I tell you what, it's a great wide alley. They have everything to look at, but these horses, it's all about the angles, okay? So when you set up coming out of this alleyway, you want them to be able to see that first barrel. You want them to be able to make a pocket is what we call it, and be able to get around that barrel fast and clean. Unfortunately, like you said, a little bit of trouble right there, but as we get ready for our next cowgirl, looks like Peyton Tulloch going to be who goes next for us. Going to see if she has a little bit better luck.
Yeah, Peyton wanted to really, establish herself here and comes out the gate firing.
She comes out firing and also going left first. Nothing wrong with that. It's jockey's choice. That means she's got 2 right-hand turns ahead of her. Palomino horse making it look easy, making it look good. Tell you what, we could be fast. This is where the speed comes in.
Racing for the finish. See what kind of time she pulls off here.
16.16, and that's going to be pretty good. Now, here's what we're doing. Slack, it counts just like the performances. Our top 10 are going to come back on Saturday night. It's going to be the night of the champions. So what you do tonight is today is going to determine where you're at on Saturday, and you want to be in that top 10. Right now, that 16-1 is going to be good enough for Peyton Tulloch. She's going to be in the top 10 for sure.
A good start for her to put a little pressure on everybody throughout the remainder of this morning's portion.
Well, and Tim, you bring up a good point right there. I mean, it's all about what you have to do to move on to the next level. This is what long go. There's a short go as well. And in the long go, you just want to be good enough to make that short go. That's what really matters. Right there, 16.49. We're going to see right now that's in the top 10, but we have nearly 100 barrel racers here at this rodeo.
Yeah, that's going to as you talk about that, Garrett, you don't know exactly how long it's going to take or how good that's going to be towards the end.
How fast do I need to be? That's the question, and right now you don't know. I'm going to tell you, a lot of times as we work this dirt, the dirt's going to get faster. You think that's a small thing, but in the barrel racing, it is down to the hundredths of a second, so every little thing matters, and the dirt's important. So if you're sitting good and you're feeling good about yourself, don't feel too good because, like I mentioned, you're in the southern region. There is sharks in the water, and they can come get you at any time. Another Sam Houston cowgirl. We're going to see what she turns in for us. 16.8. Probably not the run that she wanted right there, and we're going to see where it puts her. But right now I'm going to say she's going to be out of that top 10.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more from Henderson County in Athens, Texas. It's the Trinity Valley Rodeo here on the Cardinal Sports Network.
At Cowboy Headquarters, we have everything for your small house or a large ranch. Our team can help you with supplies or expertise. We carry the top line of tools like Milwaukee, Steel, and DeWalt. We have boots, jeans, hats, and all the accessories, and a full gun counter. The thing at Cowboy Headquarters that we're most proud of, though, is the level of service that we'll give you, like things used to be. If you need it, we have it.
Let's go! The sports medicine experts from physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital are excited to support another year of Trinity Valley Community College athletics. Achieve better health, better performance, and better results. We're focused on excellence every day for patients, athletes, and Cardinals.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Sports Network. We're bringing you College Rodeo today from Athens, Texas at the Henderson County Regional Fair Park Complex. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gary Wise, our expert rodeo man today.
Oh, you betcha, you betcha. Well, we're kicking it off with Slack. The ladies, the beautiful ladies, fast American quarter horses in the barrel racing. And so far, so good. We've seen a lot of good runs. Many different schools represented, and I believe that 16-1 right now is leading the way. We're going to see how that holds up throughout the day. We've got 40 barrel racers just in our slack performance today. Something we don't talk about a whole lot. There's just as many cowgirls as there's cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Now, the difference is there's 2 events for our cowgirls that are sanctioned, and that is the breakaway roping and this barrel racing. So we're going to see a whole lot of them, nearly 100 in each of them throughout the weekend, and that's going to be a good time. And I tell you what, they came to ride.
Oh, yeah. It's always amazing to see what these young ladies do. Garrett, give us a little bit of background here about the amount of time that it takes for these young ladies in regards to getting a horse that is ready to compete.
Absolutely. So there's a few ways you can go about doing it. I'm going to tell you right now, the most expensive but also easiest way is to go buy one that's trained, ready to rock and roll, and hopefully you match up well with it and can do good.
Right.
Now, another way, and I can tell you from experience, my wife is a barrel racer, and we've got one at our house that we've put about 8 years in, and she is just now getting going.
Okay.
We've bred and raised that horse from the ground up, and I can tell you, first off, you got to get them broke. You got to get them gentle and ready to ride, but they also got to love their job.
Right.
These horses, they're bred to do what they do. They come from multiple generations of rodeo athletes. That's a fast time right there. Yeah, pause there for a minute.
So that was Devin Young, Texas A&M University, with a 15.81.
And we talked about the Aggies, top 10 in the nation, showing you why right there. 15.81, taking the field.
Nicely done. Good ride. Explosive down the gate and coming into the arena full throttle.
That's exactly right. But going back to training these barrel horses, so first you've got to get them broke to ride, and they've got to enjoy their job. But getting them in time and knowing what their job is and doing it well, that's a whole other story. And even if you have a great barrel horse and you have a great barrel racer, it's a relationship. It's a partnership.
Sure.
Some horses don't match with the riders and vice versa. So it takes a lot of time. And I'll tell you what you see in this event sometimes. Girls struggle if they get one horse that maybe gets hurt or retires. It's hard to come back and find one just as good. But the great ones, they can find one to ride, and they can win anywhere.
Yeah. So Addison Cardoza is the next cowgirl of Southwest Texas College.
Southwest Texas, we're going to see what they bring to us. Miss Cardoza coming down this alleyway, and I've already talked about it a little bit, but beautiful facility. And how about the weather this weekend? You can't ask for better weather. My goodness.
Right. They are talking about a little bit of rain maybe tomorrow evening, but we're in a covered facility here, first class for rodeo events. All the stands are covered as well. You're not going to get wet sitting here watching, so come on out and join us.
Absolutely.
You betcha. So Uvalde, Texas, sending us this cowgirl, the Cowboys, Addison Cardoza. And I can tell you that second barrel, she got behind it a little bit.
16.08 for
Still extremely fast. I'm going to tell you that wasn't her best second barrel she could have had, and still a 16.0.
It's always interesting to watch what's happening in the arena, but then when they're going down the gate and trying to throw the brakes on is just equally
absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah. So these genetics, that's right. So we talked about how you raise a barrel horse, but where they come from, a lot of the genetics, they are racing bred horses. Some of them come off the track. They know how to run.
Yeah.
They don't train them how to stop. So that's you brought up a great point right there. Some horses have
what?
Some horses have no trouble. Some horses a little bit more bump and grind, and you've got to pull them to a woe. But yeah, it's good watching.
Back to the action.
So There's Allie Fry, Texas A&M University girl.
So she had a little bit of a lead change coming in, probably not on purpose, I'd say, but she's still alive. She's still doing good. Bumped that second, but it is up. Third and final barrel coming in. I'm going to say not the run she wanted, but we're going to see what the timer tells us.
That's right.
17.52 for Taylor.
17.52.
17.52, and I don't know if we're going to have the capability.
That was Taylor Davis, Trinity Valley girl. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself there.
That's unfortunate for Taylor.
Yeah, it is.
So her horse more than likely didn't see that first barrel. We saw a little bit of a bobble and a lead change, and that can really mess up a whole run. Now, she made something out of it, made the best of a bad situation, but unfortunately not the time that she wanted.
Right.
So it looks like Allie is
so now we're going to get Allie Frey from Texas A&M. My apologies to Taylor Davis and missing her name there on the list.
So we saw her teammate Devin Young coming to the 15.81, and unless I missed somebody, that's winning the slack performance right now.
I believe you're right there.
Yep.
Interesting start. She just kind of strolled into the arena.
That's right.
Right before. So it's unique to see how everybody's got their own little style, I guess.
That's right. And it more matches up with the horse. I'm going to tell you, if you have a horse you can ease down the alleyway with, a lot of times it's an advantage. I talk about them being able to see everything.
Yeah.
If they can ease into it, see what they're running into, it's good. But we talk about the bloodlines. Some of these horses, they are bred to run, and you're not going to walk them in. A little bit of trouble there, knocked down the third barrel.
Yes, we're going to get some fresh dirt here for our next group of cowgirls.
You see that beautiful John Deere walking around, working with the Black Widow drag. So for anybody unaware, this is for safe footing for all the horses. You see these divots that the horses are making with their hooves. We want to make a flat and even playing field for everybody. It also makes an even time as far as fairness and sportsmanship goes on the competitive side as well.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is how much the dirt plays into this. If it, from our vantage point, I can tell that there's a certain amount of moisture that's in that dirt, and that plays a big difference. So if you go to a dirt that's real sandy and loose and can't set up, not firm, make a big difference in the way that these horses are able to perform.
That's exactly right. And here at this beautiful facility, the big advantage we've got, we're under roof. You mentioned that earlier. You can control a lot of the variables when you're not worried about the sun, you're not worried about the rain, and we have some excellent footing we've seen here so far. I wouldn't be surprised if the more we work this dirt, the better it gets and a little bit faster you see these horses run, but that remains to be seen. But either way, it's a good, even playing field. When you're outside rodeoing, it's a little bit different story.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you got to worry. You got the sun beating down, maybe have some wind at drying that ground out, or you may have a couple inches of rain that is set on that land, and so it can make a big difference.
I'm going to tell you, this is also the only event that we have to drag for, and that is just because of the tight circles we're talking about. You put these horses under a lot of pressure. You want to make sure they've got the best opportunity they can to do the best they can, and that is the only reason for that.
We're going to grab one of the folks who might be able to give us some insight here. Dr. Jason Morrison. Is it true that you're going to be working the drag here in a little bit on the tractor?
No, they won't let me. Something about being around heavy machinery, they said no. That's hurtful, don't you think?
All kidding aside here, what do you love most about these events?
Main thing is come out and supporting our student athletes, because these young men and women put a lot of time and effort into what they do, and they are great character. They're great assets to our college and our community.
Sure.
And I just love coming out, supporting what they do, seeing them compete. You can see the intensity in their face. They're out here to win it, and they've put a lot of time to be here and represent the college.
They do a great job of that. Speaking of support, you became a long-haul trucker over the last few weeks with men's basketball, women's basketball. Talk about all the different great things that are going on right now.
It's been a busy few weeks. Been off to the national tournament with the men's basketball team, and then also the women's basketball team. Did it end how we wanted it to end? No. But we made a Final Four push. Didn't have our best game at the right time, but those young men and young women both represent the college, and they're competitors. And I bet you we'll be back in the Final Four next year.
Oh, let's see the best Cardinal pose right there.
Hey, before we let Dr. Morrison get away, Tim, I was going to talk about some things in regards to Dr. Morrison and his presence at Trinity Valley Community College, and in particular with the rodeo.
Absolutely.
1 month away from being 3 years. Sir? 1 month away from being 3 years.
Yeah, congratulations. But one thing that I have seen that happened with rodeo, number one, is that Dr. Morrison brought rodeo in under the umbrella of athletics, and Eddie Kite, our associate VP, who's over athletics, and that's made a big difference for Coach Branton and his kids. Also, upgraded facilities, and so a new rodeo, not a brand new, but new fencing and stuff around the rodeo arena, their practice arena out at the ranch, and some new facilities there for students who live out there. Have trailers that a lot of their kids have. Livestock trailers that have living quarters in them, and that's where they live while they're going to school at Trinity Valley. Yeah. And so I know Dr. Morrison.
Talk about that a little bit. That's huge.
Now we've made an investment into the rodeo program and the ranch program that's adjacent to the rodeo arena. We had new stalls, I think 24 new stalls installed. We're just finishing up the rodeo, about 10 pads to park their trailers and their vehicles, power hookup, water hookup. We redid the exterior of the arena. All I can tease right now is there may be some more things coming. I can't tease too much. We do know there's going to be a 9,600 square foot hay barn going on at the ranch. So these programs that we have in ranch management and the rodeo team and the beef judging show team, I mean, they just carry on the home of the champion mindset. I mean, they're winners, they're competitors, they're great students. And during their time at Trinity Valley, we just hope we help elevate them to the next level. So one day they're great fathers, great mothers, spouses, great employees, great employers, you know, just great leaders in the community.
Yeah, one thing I think some people may not know is Trinity Valley is one of very few two-year schools in the state of Texas that, number one, we still have an ag program. As Dr. Morrison just mentioned, the beef judging team, the cattle show team. We have a herd of Charolais cattle that are raised on the college's farm ranch. And we have students that come in and they work with those cattle, getting them ready to go to show. Mark Robinson is our advisor and coach for that. And yeah, it's so if you've got a youngster, or maybe you are a young person out there, and you enjoy working with.
Why are you looking at me?
and you like working with cattle. Think about Trinity Valley Community College. Got a great program there, and be glad to have you come. I know that. Mark Robinson would be glad to visit with you and talk to you about the program. Also, Rodeo, Coach Brent Bratton, a great guy, been here for, 16, 17 years now. Does a fantastic job with our rodeo program, but to put it back into the perspective of why we're talking here with Dr. Morrison is the one who has, when he came in, he has shown us the support, and it's greatly appreciated, Doc.
Well, thank you. We have a great, I would use the word product, but that's what we are. We are a product to our consumer, and that's the students in our community. And Trinity Valley has a great brand, and we're just really taking it to a new level, investing in where we need to invest it, advancing our programs, making sure we have the right programs to meet the needs. And you talk about ag, even when the state of Texas says, oh, that's not a high demand program, Trinity Valley's fully committed in supporting that program and graduating students in that program so they can transfer or go right to work. And we have many students that have gone through our program that work for extension offices, that are professors now, vet programs. I mean, these are great young men and women, and we will continue to invest in them at Trinity Valley.
That's exactly right. As Doc said right there, about a lot of people don't think much about agriculture anymore because of the modern technology we have, but we still have to eat, every day. And so the farmers and the ranchers are the ones that are providing that food. And so Trinity Valley does buy into that. And as Dr. Morrison said, we want our students to be able to, when they leave Trinity Valley, whether it's to go into the industry, into work, or whether they're transferring on to a 4-year school, that they are prepared. They're ready to go and do whatever it is that they have in their pathway for them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we believe in these kids and we believe in what they do. And we hope there's people out there that are interested in coming to the program. If you're interested in help support the program, hit me up. If you need your name on an arena, I might know someone.
You might be able to get that done.
Yeah, speaking of arenas, before we let him go here, we got a brand new softball field on campus that is in the making. We've had a few little setbacks in regards to construction and stuff, but Dr. Morrison has taken great pride in making that happen, that we're going to be able to play softball on the campus of Trinity Valley Community College. Not that the place where we're playing right now is not bad, but it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for Trinity Valley and our softball program, Coach Maria Wynn Ratliff, to be able to play on campus. Give us some updates, Coach.
Absolutely. We appreciate the facility that we have had for many years to help start the program, but it was time for us to elevate it to a college level facility. So with the support of the Kane Family Foundation and others, we're able to build a facility on the campus of Trinity Valley, and we're anticipating potentially April 22nd. We're pretty much done except for the last couple of items. It has changed, transformed that ugly, barren area that used to be around the fitness center. I don't have any other way to describe it, but absolutely eyesore. Transform it into one of the major kind of eye candy pieces of the campus.
It is going to be
if you haven't
a
been
piece
by
of eye
there,
candy.
you need to get by, take a drive by,
Exactly.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Hey, I was just heard in my ear that we haven't gotten clearance for you on the tractor, but Tom, did you hear this? That tonight bull riding good to go.
Yeah, he's
Mr.
good to go
Dr.
for
Press
bull
is
riding.
good to go
Yeah,
for bull
yeah.
riding
You can
tonight.
even choose
I've
your.
already had a concussion this year, so I think I'm going to hang out from that.
He said, I'm smart. I got a doctor in front of my name. I'm smarter than
Smart, I wouldn't already had a concussion.
I was going to try to get him to go on in that, telling him that hey, you could choose whichever chute you want to buck out of. It'll be all right. You know, if you want to come out of number 1 or
won't
number
matter.
5.
I'll be on for a half a second. I'm not the size of a bull rider, but I don't have the fortitude of a bull rider.
Those guys, what they do, man, they make it look easy,
They-
but they got to be just crazy enough to get on the back of that, but then talented enough to ride. So
And
it's
stay on it.
And stay on it. So
Now,
it's going to be a fun weekend.
It's going to be a fun weekend, and I'm getting ready to head off to Daytona and Orlando to support our cheer as they chase another national title. Both cheer and dance are chasing national titles, so I'll be heading out with them to help support them. And but the thing is, it's not just about them. Everywhere you look on the campus, from our Student Government Association to some of our business students that went off to a competition about a week and a half ago, and they just racked up with first place wins. To our Phi Theta Kappa. We win at the Valley. It's either that or you walk home. It's one of the two.
Great incentive.
So let me to add with that, and we just talked about the men and women's basketball program, and they play in Region 14, and your regional champions automatically advance to the national tournament. But this year there was no at-large bids given to any schools out of Region 14 on either side, men or women.
I believe with some of the rule changes in the selection process, there's no limits on conference. So obviously we're getting the top 24 teams in the country outside the ones that qualify through their conference. Now, if we would have not won the region tournament, both teams would have got an at-large bid. But we have our conference beats up on each other week in and week out. It's a truly talented conference from top to bottom. There's a lot of Division I kids throughout all the teams in our conference, and many of those kids are going to go off to the next level and be very successful. I think sometimes we get overshadowed a little bit by Region 5 up in kind of the north and west Texas area, but I can tell you Region 14 is an extremely talented coaches, talented players, and a lot of support among the schools, the presidents, and the communities that support these programs. So we're very fortunate in Region 14 to have top to bottom what I would call just holistic commitment from everybody that needs to be involved to be involved.
Yeah, and it's not just in basketball. Region 14 also takes in volleyball, softball, men's football. They play under the Southwest Junior College Football Conference title. And so, yeah, it is very competitive, and I know that you're very proud of Trinity Valley Community College and the things that are being done there, and it all starts with the leadership. And so we as a member of the college, we thank you for the part that you play in this.
I have a lot of people that make me look good. No, we have a lot of talented people. I have an excellent leadership team. And then as that leadership team kind of expands to each level of the college, we have a lot of talented, committed people that see the vision. All I did 3 years ago was unleash it. I said, here's what we want to do. Let's go do it. And just say we're not going to have a give-up mindset, and we're not going to have a bare minimum mindset. We're going to go out there and kick some rear and get this done, and we have. And it's been exciting to be a part of. And I look to continue. Like I said, I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary in less than 1 month. Look to be a part of it for several more years, as long as they'll have me. And I have a list of things that we're going to accomplish and that we're going to build. We're getting ready. We just announced starting the process of working towards approval of our 3rd bachelor's degree in general business. And think about this. This is a degree for your students in the welding program that may want to run their own business. Go get your welding degree, come back, get your bachelor's in business. You can run your own shop, your own business, get into supervisory roles. This is not going to be just limited to those that are kind of traditional business track. Think about cosmetology, welding, ranch management, you never know. Maybe we'll have an ag business option at some point. But this is, is going to be something I think is going to be a great enhancement to our program offerings at Trinity Valley, because you'll be able to do all this and get a bachelor's degree for what you're paying for a 2-year degree. And we're already a third of the cost of anyone around, so think about getting a bachelor's degree for a third of the cost.
Crunch
Exactly.
those numbers and then get over here to Trinity Valley.
Exactly.
Right? That's a great,
But we
great
can't.
decision.
We can't. Before we get out of here, though, we need to. And I know that Dr. Morrison, we got to remember that we have a board of trustees that supports what's happening at Trinity Valley Community College, and I get to visit with those folks periodically, not all the time like Dr. Morrison does, though. But I know that from visiting with them that they believe in what Dr. Morrison is doing and what's happening at Trinity Valley, and so with that support, I think the sky's the limit.
Oh, absolutely. The sky's the limit. Like I said, we have a very kind of directed plan of what we want to accomplish over the next 6 to 8 years. We're finishing up year 3 of our capital improvements. We're getting ready to start year 4. I'm not going to share too much because all pending approval from our supportive board, but they are going to be some transformational projects. And we got some other things cooking that's going to impact a few of our programs directly. Hopefully we get that approved. So it's a good time to be in the Valley, and like I said, everybody seems to be sharing in the vision and the support, and our board is all on board, and they love seeing it. I think they love hearing it when they run into people, the feedback they're getting about the college, and kind of affirmation that they're doing their job as the stewards of the college. You know, the board of trustees are the stewards of the college to make sure we're doing and moving the college in the right direction, primarily on a physical standpoint. But they do a tremendous job, and I'm sure they're proud of. They like hearing the positives that we are hearing out there. Not to sound braggadocious or anything, but we are hearing a lot of positives out there.
Well, take a bow,
Yes, sir.
man.
You
It's a
bet.
good time. Like you said, great things happening.
I'm just a pretty face.
Well, Tim, we need to get back to some rodeo, don't you think?
Let's see if we can get
I like watching
Dr.
some
Perez
barrel
on a bull by the time it's over.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Dr. Morrison, thank you
so
for your
much.
time. Appreciate you, sir.
All kidding aside, thanks for all the hard work you're doing, man. Appreciate you. Well, we are back to action here. Catch us up, man. We've seen some great rides, Garrett.
We
Things are happening.
absolutely have. So Texas A&M, not only are they doing great, they've got the numbers. Been seeing a lot of Texas A&M Aggies, and I'm going to go ahead and break out the crystal ball. First off, what
All
a
right.
great interview with the doctor. All right, I already have a
Thank you, sir.
degree. Glad to have it. I am ready to sign up here at the Valley. I think.
Tell you, a
because-
special guy right there.
Oh my goodness, you guys have
Mover
so much.
and a shaker.
You have so much good things going on. It's amazing. But anyway, going back to the rodeo side of things. So we're watching these cowgirls, and in the crystal ball, I'm making my prediction. Things are starting to heat up a little bit, and I think you're going to want to be in that 15-second time frame or a 16-0 at the slowest, probably, if you're going to make the Saturday championship performance. Things are getting fast.
So go inside the mind of some of the riders late in the morning here. What does that mean to them now? As you know, the numbers are getting faster, and I've got to do this. How do you attack this?
Well, you know, I always, when I talk to my wife that's a barrel racer, you go to win. You don't go for second. You don't go for third. You go to win. These cowgirls, they're going to put out their best run. One thing I would say, and it's not going to happen very often, most of these cowgirls are going to be having one good horse that they feel confident in. Some of them may have multiple. And when a rodeo like this, certain ones you may have to run one in the long go, one in the short go.
Okay.
I'm bringing my A game. If I'm watching this, I'm bringing the horse that brought me here. I'm riding the best. I'm going to win this round. And if that means getting a little bit closer to the barrel and risking it, that's part of it.
You tip a barrel, you tip a barrel. You're not coming to get 12th place.
That's right, because if you try to play it safe and you just try to keep them up, you're probably going to be out of that top 10, and it's not going to matter anyway. So you better come riding, that's for sure. And we're over halfway through now. I believe that last one right there, if I'm not mistaken, if my chart is right, Rory Boyd, another Texas A&M cowgirl, last to go for us. We're getting to a Trinity cowgirl, Peyton Birkeland. She's going to be coming up in this next drag, and excited to see what they can do for Trinity Valley.
Tom, what are you looking at over there? He's crunching numbers.
I'm just trying to catch up on the names here that we did have a great interview with Dr. Morrison in Trinity Valley, but
Good stuff.
you and I missed out on some of these runs here, so I'm trying to catch up there with the where we're at in the
So
listing
we're
of
heading
names.
back to our number 31 cowgirl of
Okay.
the afternoon, Casey Haskary from Sam Houston State. Going to see what she has for us. But overall, been seeing more of the same. There's been some very fast runs. There's been some tipped barrels, and I think a lot of that goes back to what I was talking about. These girls, and you're going to see the same thing in the Breakaway Open later on. They're going to try and win. They're going to lay it all on the line here and see what it's going to take to be in the top 10. But I think it's going to be very, very fast.
To your point earlier, you said, hey, I think this dirt, I think we're going to move faster, have a faster track. And it's holding to what you said. Garrett looked into his crystal ball, and he said, I think we're going to see some faster time. And the dirt is definitely, is it packing down more? What do you mean by that?
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. So, I could have been just as wrong. It just depends. We've got a great team here. They know what it takes to make fast runs. And I'm just saying, Tom mentioned the moisture in the ground. As things continue, we work this ground, things can change. And it's a very, very small variable. But you got 4 feet making contact with that ground. It's important. I will say cowgirls typically are going to want to be on what we call the top of the ground. So we just drug this first cowgirl back. That's going to be called the top of the ground. You see how fresh everything looks? That's what they want to draw. But we're dragging every 5. Now, in the past, they didn't drag at all. More recently, they drug every 10. Some rodeos will still do that. Here, we take care of our horses. We want the fastest times we can get. We're dragging every 5. And we're going to see what happens. But as you add moisture, as you continue to work this ground, a lot of times it will get faster.
Looks like we're ready to go.
So another thing that I think that we haven't talked about is we're getting late in the season here of rodeo season, and so these students are trying to add to their point standing, so trying to make the nationals.
Yep, absolutely. So I talked to Coach Brent Bratton, 18 years here. What a legacy he has got going on.
Awesome guy.
Yep, and we talked about, you've got to be top 3 in the region if you want to go to those finals you talked about. Casper, Wyoming, the CNFR College National Finals, and I'm telling you, at this range, it is the Super Bowl. It is the biggest rodeo there is. What I tell you.
Yeah. You called it.
Yes, sir.
15.90 right there for the Sam Houston Cowgirl. It's getting fast. But anyway, you got to be top 3 in the region, and this is an extremely competitive region. There's 11 regions across the country. In my mind, this is in the top 3 for sure. You could argue it might be the most competitive. You've got to do good at these rodeos. There is not a regional final, anything like that. You mentioned it. We've got this rodeo, we've got Hill College, and we've got Wharton in the next 2 weeks. It's all going to come down to these.
Top 2, top 3?
Top 3.
Top 3 out of each event, yeah.
Yep.
So it is there's little margin for error.
That's right. And you can win, or I guess win would be the word, up to 180 points at one rodeo. If you win the long round, if you win the short round, if you win the average, it's 180 points. So things can swing heavily. And we've got a couple Cardinals that are in the running right now. We talk about Slade Murray. He's 1 point out of first in the team roping healing division. We got another cowgirl, Addison Henderson. She's doing a great job. She's sitting second her first year here at Trinity Valley. We got a couple that are kind of on the bubble. Lexi Logan, Nick Harden, we're going to see them in their respective events. They're in that 5th, 6th spot. And these next 3 rodeos, crucial.
You bring up a good point. Tom, talk about, like, when he said the heel, that is so interesting to me. Every year I'm reminded, hey, college, you may have 2 different, like Trinity Valley.
Exactly.
Slade is in a category like that.
Yeah, and I think some people may not know, too, that these kids may be competing in a college rodeo today, and then they may be competing in a rodeo that is not college tonight.
Yeah, they're all over.
So they may be performing here in Slack, and then they're loading up and they're traveling whatever the distance is to perform tonight in another rodeo. And so that's that can get old,
Or maybe they just get used to it.
They do.
The grind of a.
But we also got to remember, Tim, they're still young. they're not like one of us that's standing up here.
So we got Trinity Valley Cardinal coming in right now as we talk about Peyton Berkland.
Come on, Peyton.
Go left first. Looking for a clean run first and foremost, but I tell you what, if we can be in that low 16, and I jinxed it.
Too close.
That's absolutely right. Well, we're going to see what our time would have been. We got the +5 penalty anyway. Like I said, they're putting it all on the line. Hey, your home rodeo, you want to win the thing.
Go for it, right?
That's right.
You're going for it. Hate that for Peyton, but boy, impressive young lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. And what I was talking about with the team roping, I mean, you not necessarily both from Trinity Valley or
that's
both
true.
from
That's true. Yeah,
it's so unique.
It is one of the rare things, and that's something about cowboy culture in general. We all compete, but we compete more against ourselves and making sure that we have the best run, we have the best ride we can. So you'll see bull riders pulling each other's ropes from different teams. You'll see them help push calves or whatever. It's a group effort. Now, we still want to win, no doubt about it, but we don't care to partner up and try to do the best we can for everybody, and that's pretty cool. And to Tom's point, brought up a great point, you're going to see all different levels here. You got cowboys. You mentioned they can enter at different rodeos. Some of these cowboys can go enter at pro rodeos as well. That's one different thing about college rodeo versus other college sports. You can compete at the amateur level as well as the pro level. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And you talk about burning the midnight oil. I mean, some of these guys are absolutely crazy. They'll hit 2 or 3 rodeos in a day and don't care to do it. But certainly glad to have them here at the college level. To me, it's one of the most pure levels in the entire sport.
Yes, sir, and I do think that that's interesting that you bring that up about the pro rodeo level. Is that so? These students are having to pay their way.
Yep.
There's entry fee.
Yep.
There's if you're. It doesn't matter. You got to have transportation to get to where you need to be.
How about $5 diesel?
Exactly, dude.
All of that
Exactly, yeah.
takes its toll.
I noticed that you pulled in there in the parking lot this morning. You're driving a diesel, and diesel here in Athens is $5 a gallon right now.
Should have brought the wife's mommy wagon down here, the little Ford Edge. Got a little better fuel mileage. But no, you're absolutely right. And I tell you what, some of the best cowboys are the best business people. We talked about the business degree they have here. You've got to get your finances in order, because if you go out and get on a little bit of a cold streak, you will be out of cash quick and you can't go anymore. So that's definitely something that plays into all of this for sure.
Well, another thing that goes with that, with these folks that are in these timed events, usually means that they've got a horse.
That's right.
So there's that cost of that horse. There's the upkeep, the feed, making certain that all the physical needs of the horse are being met. We got to have a trailer to get that horse from point A to point B. Got to have a vehicle that'll pull that trailer.
Yeah, it's not a cheap sport at all.
You got vet fees, you got all kinds of different doctors. I mean, the list goes on, and I know it all too well because I've got 3 in my backyard right now. So it's part of it.
You can't see it. He's not on camera, but he starts sweating as soon as we start talking about
That's
it.
exactly right. Better learn how to balance a checkbook pretty quick. But no, I'm going to tell you that's another thing I like about rodeo. There's no guarantees at all. You are footing the bill. And in other sports, and I love all kinds of sports, football, baseball, sometimes we see athletes that maybe they don't have a passion for it, but they're just that good and they're that athletic, they'll go play. You want to play in this sandbox, you got to love it, because it will take from you every single day, and it doesn't give back as much as it takes. And these cowboys and cowgirls, they're here with purpose and passion.
I think something else that's unique that we ought to – I would imagine that there's a lot of people that are not very familiar with rodeo, and they think rodeo is a Texas thing. And it is. But it's also a nationwide thing.
It's big.
Yep, it's unbelievable. I've had the opportunity to go all over the country, and you have some of the best cowboys I've ever seen in the far northeast, in the far northwest. They are scattered all across, and I do still believe Texas is the home of the Cowboys, but there are Cowboys everywhere. There is not one of the 50 states that doesn't have a cowboy in it.
Right. I was watching Cowboy Channel here not long ago, and they were showing one, I believe it was out of New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
In pro rodeo, it's the first frontier circuit up there, and those cowboys, they come to play, absolutely. And then we talk about California, and you can talk politics and different things, but I tell you what, the vaqueros out there, they know how to rodeo, they know how to cowboy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's a nationwide thing, and but I tell you what, right here in the heart of Texas, that's where the men make themselves. Because you got some of the very best, and you talk about the depth of talent. I don't remember how many schools we have represented here today, but it's a whole bunch, and every one of these kids could go win at any level.
Sure. Speaking of, Natalie Castillo from East Texas A&M University, our barrel racer in the arena right now.
Yeah, we saw her get a little bit behind that first, and what I mean by that, she wasn't as tight to that barrel as she would have liked to have been. So I have a feeling we're probably going to be closer to a 17-second run, maybe a high 16. Probably not what she wanted to see, but we're going to see what the clocks tell us. 18.22, so a little bit higher than what I thought. And you can tell when you've watched enough of these, you can kind of see, I talked about it in our opening, speed is extremely important, but the barrels are probably even more so important. You get tight to those, you can cut off tenths of a second at a time. And right there for Emily, just got a little bit past that first barrel and messed up the rest of the run.
Entering the arena, Kaylee Ramsey, Texas A&M University.
Yep, going left again. So that's a good tight first barrel.
I was going to say that looked like a good tight turn.
Second
right
one's
there.
even better. Now you see the horse's speed to me not as fast, but the barrels are good. And I'm going to tell you we're going to be in a 16.4. That's my guess.
All
I was going to say 16.4 too.
Let's see here.
I might be off. How about a full second off almost?
That was
Goodness.
sweet
8
ride.
tenths. All right, so that is the perfect example. Barrels were awesome.
Yes, sir.
To me, the speed wasn't there, but that horse might have lunged a little bit longer. Sometimes that's hard to see, but the barrels were perfect, and that's where you see 15-6, and I'm pretty sure a new leader.
I was going to say, that
For
probably
you folks
bumps her up.
Folks that are watching at home on YouTube channel, Garrett's talking about there, when that horse comes around that barrel, not making a big sweep, that horse comes in on one side of that barrel, makes a turn, and is right against that barrel, headed the opposite direction.
Yep, and I'm not
Sam
gonna,
Houston.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sondland Miller. She got a little too close on barrel number 1.
That's right. Like we said, trying to win the thing. I'm not going to guess times anymore because I was way off on that one.
Oh.
Well, I went down with you. Did you see how I
did.
jumped
You
right on there
jumped
with
right
you? I was
in
like,
there.
that's exactly what I thought.
I thought when you did that, I was like, that wasn't a wise decision. Every once in a while, you get them right, though, and you look good, you know?
Oh, man, that was a great run. But like you said, back to that point, you can make up a lot of not that the horse is slow, but not the fastest, but with those tight turns, great maneuvers around the barrels.
Yep, and we talk about the difference in arenas here. Now, as far as indoor arenas go, this is one of the larger ones you're going to run into, but a lot of these indoor pens, just for the sake of finances, tend to be smaller. In that, the barrels are even more important, and this is the same way. Now, some places, especially out west, you'll get into a really large arena, and that's where the speed comes into play. They'll have a lot longer straights. Here, it's a couple lunges, and you're going to turn, so you need to have those barrels down pat.
Here's our last barrel racer of the morning, Emma Souza from East Texas A&M University.
Yep, Emma going to come in. We're going to see how she clocks. Didn't hit that first as hard as I would have liked to have seen. We're going to see. Barrels looked good. They're going to be good enough. Look, yeah, not exactly what we wanted to be in the 17 time frame.
All right, so that's going to conclude our barrel racing here this morning, and we'll be headed towards the tie-down event.
Yep, just a little recap there. If I'm not mistaken, Kaylee Ramsey, she is winning it with a 15.6. Devin Young, her teammate, Texas A&M, 15.8. Then Sam Houston, Elia Gordillo, 16-0. That's what I've got right now. I may have missed one in there, but I tell you what, Texas A&M Aggies showing their dominance, showing you why they're top 10 in the entire nation right there.
Yes, sir.
Definite strong run. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. They're getting the arena set up for tie. We'll have that for you on the other side. It is the Trinity Valley Rodeo from the Henderson County Regional Fair Park Complex right here on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.
At Cowboy Headquarters, we have everything for your small house or a large ranch. Our team can help you with supplies or expertise. We carry the top line of tools like Milwaukee, Steel, and DeWalt. We have boots, jeans, hats, and all the accessories, and a full gun counter. The thing at Cowboy Headquarters that we're most proud of, though, is the level of service that we'll give you, like things used to be. If you need it, we have it.
Let's go! The sports medicine experts from physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital are excited to support another year of Trinity Valley Community College athletics. Achieve better health, better performance, and better results. We're focused on excellence every day for patients, athletes, and Cardinals.
Panola College, a proud history with a promising future. After 75 years, we've come a long way. From 55 students in our first enrollment to more than 2,600 now. It's all because we're here for your success. With state-of-the-art facilities and a variety of resources, all here to help you succeed. In person, online, your success starts here. Panola College. Visit panola.edu today.
Now I'm back. And welcome back to the Trinity Valley Community College Rodeo here at the Henderson County Fair Park Complex, Regional Fair Park Complex. I'm Tom Sherham. I'm joined today with Tim Howard and Garrett Wise. And guys, we are getting ready to do some tie-down roping.
Well, I apologize. I was doing a double take because on the tractor I thought for a second was Dr. Press.
Yeah.
I thought Dr. Jason Morrison had found his way. No, they are doing a great job out here with keeping the grounds ready to roll. And tie-down's going to be fun, Garrett.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a couple Trinity Cowboys, so that's always good to watch. And I'll tell you what, the more rodeo I watch, the more this event intrigues me. It's the most technical event you're going to see today. It's something you would see on a working ranch 150 years ago, and you'll see it right now today if you go out in these Texas pastures. If you need to catch a young calf or young yearling out in the pasture, this is how you do it, whether you're doctoring them, IDing them, whatever you do. Cowboys, they're going to attempt to catch this calf with a bell collar catch around the neck, dismount their horse if they're successful, flank that horse, tie 3 legs, throw their hands in the air, and if it sounds easy, I can promise you it is not. But we've got some of the very best here in the southern region. We got several ranked guys here to go in this psych performance.
You bring up a point there that I heard Coach Brent Bratton talking about a year or so ago, and talking about the skill of the cowboy as a rider on a horse. Talk about that.
Well, it's unbelievable, and we're going to see more of this. So a lot of these guys are also in our all-around competition. You just talk about, first and foremost, we talked about training a barrel horse and teaching them what it is to be a horse. Well, cowboys are the same way. You got to be a horseman first. You can't just show up and decide you're going to do it one day. You can't practice on a dummy. You've got to learn a horse. You've got to know how to ride. And that's a skill that will take you a lot of places in the cowboy industry. Now, some of these cowboys are going to be competing in multiple events, and to me, that is unreal. I think everybody thinks, they rodeo, it's the same thing. But that's like somebody going from a snowboard to a skateboard. All right?
Yes, sir.
They're shaped the same way, and that's about the end of the similarities. It's two different things.
Well said.
But the horsemanship aspect, it can't be overstated, that is for sure. And as we look to our first cowboy, Avante Moore, Trinity Cowboy.
Yeah, let's see what Avante can do today.
So like I said, got a lot of good cowboys here. We're going to look down our list here. And tell you what, Southwest Texas College, this has kind of been their event. They've done very well so far. Got a couple guys ranked in the top 6 in our region. Trinity trying to make a push in this as well. We got a lot of good cowboys.
Yeah, William Harden sitting at number 6 in the region right now, tied.
And he is a cowboy that I am looking to move up this weekend. I hope good things for him. We got 2 more left after this, but where better to do it than right here at your home rodeo.
Home arena, that's it.
Little home cooking.
Absolutely.
And he's talking about being a horseman and being able to ride. For a lot of these kids, this started back when they were just big enough to sit in a saddle.
That's absolutely right. It's
4 or 5 years old, and they're out there on a horse and they're riding and they're learning at that young age.
That's right. And Clinton Anderson, a great horseman himself and horse trainer, he says you either got the bug or you don't. And it seems like kids that have the bug find a way to rodeo one way or the other. And it usually starts at a young age. You're right. You're not going to go to a rodeo at 25 years old and decide I'm going to be a tie-down roper very often.
Right.
All right. Avante, he's out. Got his calf caught. Now, this is where the fun part comes. We got him flanked. Things are looking good right now. Come on.
Start.
Get that tie.
A little bit of trouble on the tie. We're going to see if it's going to cost him, but he's going to put him in the running right here as long as this counts. Now, our cowboys, they do have to remount their horse. They got to ride up, and you're going to see slack in that neck rope. That calf needs to stay tied for 6 seconds to get the official time. Avante's got him tied all day. We're going to see what the time is going to be and see where he's going to set that bar for the rest of these guys.
10.4 for Avante,
10.4. So I'm going to, my analysis, good, not great. I think 10 and 4 could get him in, but it's going to have to, some things are going to have to happen. I suspect it's going to make him into that top 10, but it's going to be 8, 9, 10 spot. So we're going to see how things unfold over the weekend.
Sure, yeah.
There's so much happening when you just take it. I mean, he's riding full speed. Got to get the loop. Got to jump off. Got to get the tie. All of this. By the way, the calf not going to make it easy, are they?
Oh no, they'll
They're
kick
not going
out.
to cooperate with you.
And that's part of your job is control the calves. We see our next cowboy go. A little bit of trouble there, probably going to cost him. But you think about that 10.4. And I said it's not maybe a great run that he wants to see, but it's still a very good run. You think about trying to tie your shoes. You can't do that in 10 seconds. I can't do it in 10 seconds. That's why I wear boots.
No.
So,
I was going to say, I haven't been able to use shoestrings in about 2 decades now.
Oh, man.
So John Murphy, McNeese State Cowboy.
Yeah.
He didn't look very pleased with it when he got up. You could just see a little, knows he's got better in him and did not get what he wanted there.
Had some trouble flanking that calf and being able to get the tie.
And I think if he would have got to that calf just a step earlier, he would have got him caught, and maybe that calf wouldn't have came up on him. And that's probably what he's mad about. You see, these Cowboys, they know how much they practice. They know what's in them.
Yeah.
And when you see them disappointed, it's usually something where they know they bobbled and could have done a little bit better, and that's what we see with that Cowboy right there. Now, I don't know. Did they say 23?
23.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so I'm assuming that means we have a broken barrier. And if you're watching us here on the Cardinal Sports Network today, Select Performance, you're probably a rodeo fan. But in case you're not, that barrier system, that's that rope you see right there in front of the box with the orange flag on it. All that does, it gives the calf an advantage over our Cowboys, gets them a head start. If you break out, well, that's going to be a speeding ticket, the 10-second penalty that we just talked about. Keeps everybody on a level playing field. So you can't outrun the calf. You can't nod and just go. You got to wait for that calf to show his head first.
So this is Wyatt Odom, Texas A&M Kingsville.
Kingsville Cowboy got it on him quick. Horse going to go to work. Now this calf's down. He's got to pick the calf back up. More trouble. And this calf not wanting to cooperate.
Wheels off.
That's right. So he's going to go ahead and time. I don't think it's going to count. Yeah, and you see our flagger there, our pro rodeo officials flagging him out. So in this event, you've got to have the calf standing because you have to flank him. That's part of a tie, and unfortunately wasn't able to do that. Now our Cowboy Wyatt, he knew exactly what was happening. Believe it or not, you can kind of train on these calves. They get used to being tied, and that's what he did there. He knew his time wasn't going to be good enough to qualify. He went ahead and tied the calf just to get that little piece of training in. His horse actually did an outstanding job, but calf just not cooperating that time.
Let's talk about that horse that you just mentioned right there. Once that Cowboy throws that rope and dismounts, what's that horse's job then?
Yeah, so the horse's job is to stop. We talked about barrel racing. Horses sometimes don't have the best brakes. These have the exact opposite, and you'll actually see it in their back end a lot of times. They have a bigger, thicker, muscular back end, and that's from stopping at high speeds, and they'll back up a lot of times. When they back up, that pulls the calf back into you, and it also takes the slack out of that rope so the calf can't run all over.
Cross Fulford.
Cross Fulford.
Sam Houston Cowboy.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
That's
This
okay.
is one of those Cowboys that is ranked, and you see why right now. Awesome flank, awesome tie.
Very fast.
We could see a lead change here. We're going to see what that 10-4, see if it stands.
He made up some ground in a hurry, didn't he, with
That's
with those
exactly.
quick hands.
You talk about a guy, we talked about the Pro Rodeo Cowboys. That's a guy that might be ready for the next level here in the next year or two. So Cross didn't get his calf caught as quickly as our first Cowboy, Avante Moore, and that's where he lost. He lost about 0.8 of a second there, but it still puts him in second place. And like I said, for Avante, I think it's going to put him towards the back end of the top 10. But we'll see what the weekend holds. I mean, so far these calves give him a little bit of trouble, and an 11 and a 10 could be right in the thick of things.
It will be interesting to see.
So Braxton Gilliard, another Sam Houston Cowboy.
Yep.
Be our next roper.
We talk about, to me, as I looked over the notes, looked over everything, Sam Houston, to me, they are the total package right now. They've got a ranked men's team. They've got a ranked women's team, and they're just doing all those little things right. And obviously this timed event side of things is a big part of that. Bubba Miller, the team, he's got the Bearcats doing good out of Huntsville, Texas. And the boys team right now, the men's team, ranked number 20 in the nation. In my opinion, they're an early favorite to possibly win the championship in the region. We're going to see what these next 3 rodeos hold, but really been impressed with Sam Houston, what they've got going on at the program over there.
They're a perennial power, aren't they? I mean, they really represent well when it comes to rodeo.
Well, and I talked to Coach Brent Bratton before this, and I talked to him exactly about that. Who is some of the stiffer competition? He mentioned the Texas A&Ms, but he mentioned Panola, he mentioned McNeese, but he said don't leave out Sam Houston. They are always in the thick of things, and we're going to see that here.
Let's keep an eye on this next run here. As we keep flying through, it is going to be an interesting performance tonight, and then again tomorrow evening. Fun times here from Athens, Texas.
Yep.
On Good Friday. It's a lot happening right now.
That's right. All right, he's out. He's looking good. So far, so good. Cast down. That's a pretty good flank. It's a veteran move for the position he was in. He's going to be right there in that 10 and 11 spot. I'm not going to guess a time this time. But
Come on, guess one.
He's going to be in the thick
fun.
of it. Oh, me. So, again, the calf does need to stay tied, but the tie's good. Looks good. I tell you what, really proud of Avant. That's going to take the lead right there. Yeah.
And straight up.
Going to take the lead right there. And really proud of Avante Moore right now. He's still sitting second. I'm feeling better and better the further we go about his opportunity to make it back to that Saturday night performance. So we're going to see if he can get that done. But, man, it'd be awesome to do it right here.
So Clayton Jones be our next roper, Northeast Texas Community College Cowboy.
I don't know if you guys noticed Braxton at the end just kind of gave his horse a little love on the backside there. He's just sitting there, very nonchalant little
love pat.
Them horses, they like attaboys too.
That's exactly
he's like,
right.
attaboy, we got her done.
Yeah. These horses become your partners. I mean, Tom talked about hauling up and down the road, and it's crazy. These cowboys will haul together sometimes, and you get to know each other really well, but you know who's there for every one of them? Your horse is there for every one of them. And they get to be a part of the family, and that's something that people overlook sometimes, is how well they're taken care of. So we got we got a back leg. We got a mess on our hands, what we got. So our cowboy going to try and do the sportsman thing. He's trying to get that loose. Now his horse is still doing his job. He's backing up. He's pulling that rope tight. So you kind of fighting against your horse there. But unfortunately, loop just a little bit big, caught that back leg, and that's going to take him out of the running. Going to be in no time.
Does that happen very often?
Not very often. It does happen from time to time. I'd say, I don't know, once every 200 runs probably something like that will happen. But it does happen from time to time.
So Tyler Ellinger, A&M Cowboy.
Yep, we're going to see what the men's side of the A&M has to offer. We saw the ladies already, like I said, dominant in the barrel racing so far. A lot of rodeo left to go. We got tomorrow's slack. We got tonight's performance. But we're going to see what the men's side have here. And I have a feeling the Aggies are going to be ready to rock and roll. 10-0 leading the way right now, though. You see a slide and stop for that Palomino horse. I can tell you he's got the right horse already just by the stop.
Jammed on the brake.
See those roping
he's
horses?
having trouble with the tie. That was going to take the lead, I have a feeling, and might have just blown it with the tie. A little bit of trouble.
Might have.
Ellinger's body language kind of says he agrees.
Yeah.
Not really.
I don't know if we can catch a replay on that. Maybe not. But you see it all transpiring, and I think we were going to be a 9-second run there. Just messed it up on the tie, and not really sure what happened, but no good. So you were talking about the quarter horses, the power.
Oh, I was just saying there is you watch these horses, that when they get ready to stop, they're pulling those both hind legs up underneath them and planting them in the dirt and putting the brakes on there. And
well, you can see those tracks back behind us, that flat spot, and it looks like it's from a calf, but that's actually two legs stopping and sliding is what we were seeing there.
That's right, yeah.
They know their job, and they know it well. And these guys, they practice at home, all different forms and fashions of practice, but you're not going to bring a horse here that's never seen this before. They know their job and can do it well. And I tell you what, we talk about in the rough stock a lot, half the score goes to the horse or the bull, half goes to the cowboy. Well, half of your job right here is the horsepower.
So Court Boyd is our next roper. He's sitting second in the region right now.
That's exactly right. And you don't get there on accident. Now, he's having some trouble too, but he kicked that thing out. He used every bit of muscle he has in that 130-pound body to get that flank. You hear the crowd clapping. They know that was good. Not the best situation. You see how far we are to the left of that box or stage right. Not his best run, but you talk about a veteran move and making the most of it. And we're going to see what the time says. I'm interested on this one.
Great modification because, like you said, it veered strong left. And
how about a new leader?
9-8.
9-8 for Court Boyd.
So we got a 9-8, a 10, and I believe a 10-2 so far.
That's correct. 9-8, 10, and 10-2. So
when we talk about
Moore,
margin,
moves down to third.
10, 10-2, a 9-8. There, that is.
Oh, it's thin.
Super tight.
That's exactly right.
It'll just grow from now moving forward.
That's right. We could see some ties in this thing. I mean, it could get wild in Western in a hurry, but a guy like Court Boyd that we just saw, 415 points, it's really down to him and Coleman Canton on who's going to win this region. Those two Cowboys laying it all on the line, and Court showing you right there. Not the best draw, not the best calf, but he made the most of the opportunity that he had.
So Ty Williams, Sam Houston Cowboy.
So Ty Williams, same thing. Calf darts left, and he missed it. That's one of the hardest ropes to throw right there because you've got to basically throw over or around your horse's head to get over there if you're a right-handed roper.
Right.
And unfortunately could not make the most of it. And I hope that just shows that much more. I'm going to quit talking about him, quit building him up. But Court Boyd, he was able to make that throw and just a veteran move.
That's what I was going to say. It really goes back to the previous rider even more so how
difficult
much
that is.
Yeah, he made it look super easy, but
and sometimes you get lucky too, but like I said, you don't get lucky if you're second place in this region. You did a lot of things right to get there, and Court Boyd showing you why right there. But I'm going to tell you, on any given day, 25%, 30% of Cowboys can make that throw consistently, and Court did it right there. Got another Sam Houston man in the box?
Yep, Ty Williams.
So Ty Williams, that was our last one.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you're good. Blake Stratton, I think.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Yep.
Blake Stratton. Yeah, Ty was the miss.
we are rolling through the slack portion. Don't forget, join us back here tonight, 7:30 performance from Athens. If you're in the area and you may be in the office today watching online or whatnot, get out here in person. It's going to be a ton of fun. Right, Tom?
You bet. It's always a ton of fun out here at the Trinity Valley College Rodeo. Coach Brent Bratton and his students, they do a great job putting this rodeo on. He's also got students that are they're maybe competing, but they've also probably got extra jobs out here at the arena.
Yeah, you see them flanked all around the arena doing different events. And
so we're watching this run. This is a case of, what could go wrong. Murphy's Law. It's all going wrong. Unfortunately, chased that calf down a little bit too far down the pin to begin with, and if the calf gets up, it's just going to be par for the course. Had a tough time on the flank.
A little bit of everything.
It really is. You feel bad for a guy, but he'll be back, no doubt about it. Blake Stratton, just a tough run, and both our Sam Houston guys so far in the slack having a little bit of trouble. But yeah, we talked about the weather. We talked about this facility. If you are in Athens or anywhere in the area, spring has sprung. The blue bonnets are out. It is time to rodeo. Come see us. Come check it out. Bring the kids. My favorite part about rodeo, family-friendly atmosphere, and you come buy a ticket. You can't take your kids out anywhere. You can't hardly go out to eat any cheaper than what you're going to do it right here and come get some good entertainment.
And Tim, the longer that Garrett talks, I think he might have a little bit of Texas blood in him. Talking about the blue bonnets, and
he's definitely done his homework. That's right.
It's not his first rodeo.
I was wondering who would get that in before.
That's right.
Hey, we don't even have the fans running here. That's the kind of weather we're looking at. So I mean, is great, man. You got to be out here, get in the arena. It is like anything else. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, you got a beautiful breeze blowing. Yeah, I'm a proud Arkansan, but I cross into Texas, and I can feel the pride already. Oh, man.
He said, I just got to get to Whataburger and Buc-ee's and H-E-B, and I'll have the whole thing
That's
going.
Exactly right. Whataburger, proud sponsor of this rodeo, and we're proud to have them. We had a little bit of Whataburger this morning. Mm-hmm. We appreciate them being a part of it.
Davey Crandall, our cowboy.
That's a good look on slow motion there.
Yeah, 12.2, you see Davey pull the calf up, help that calf get up, saved him probably 2 or 3/10 second right there. Got a 12-2, I think moves him into fourth, and we'll see if it holds up or not. But it may not be the run he wanted, but he made the best run he could with the calf he had, and great job for that cowboy. Talk
about that real quick. You mentioned earlier the draw, right? I mean, before this thing, that's how it happens. If you're not very familiar with rodeo, how do they get the draw? How's that work?
Yeah, so we got a stock contractor. Just talking about the events that have stock, whether it's rough stock or the timed events. The only ones you don't would be barrel racing. But basically, Smith Pro Rodeos, we partner with them. They bring in the stock, and you draw an animal. That animal is picked for you, and that is a completely random draw. It's based off a number that they have. So sometimes you get an animal that fits you perfectly. Sometimes you get one that really nobody wants. Now, they do the best job they can to make sure all the animals are even, so everybody has an even opportunity.
Pretty even shot, yeah.
Yep, kind of like we talked about the dirt with the barrel racing. But it is a random draw, and some cowboys have different styles and different fits. So, for an example, our cowboy we look to here, Travis McBride, I do believe, a little bit bigger, stronger cowboy. He could handle a bigger calf. But those small guys may not like a bigger calf as much, so it'd be to his advantage to have a big one. Now, here we got a smaller calf, and I'll tell you what, he threw a long loop. He took a shot, made the most of it, and we're going to see if it'll pay off for him.
Just kind of got away from him. Tom looked like he got through the middle of the arena.
Yeah, he got a little slow start out of the gate there and had to chase the calf a long way down the arena. And a little trouble in his tie there, so it's going to show in his score.
Yep. And you mentioned that, so that's what we call the start. That's what sets everything up. We talked about the barrel racers coming in through the alleyway, seeing that first barrel. For these Cowboys, it's seeing that calf out and making sure they don't break the barrier, but they're not too far behind. And I think we're going to get a replay shot. See, that calf was 25, 30 feet out of the box before we ever got going.
Exactly.
So that's why we're, over halfway down the pin. You'd like to catch them right there in front, but, hey, easier said than done. It is a trip trigger.
So we got a Trinity Valley Cowboy coming up, Junebug Norman.
Yeah, Junebug Norman, and 2 weeks ago did good. Oh, where was it? East, Texas A&M, I believe. Did good there. Junebug's a guy, he's coming around and just getting better under the coaching from our friends here. He's doing a great job, and we're certainly proud of him.
Well, you get points right off the bat for a name like Junebug. I mean, that just makes you fired up. Let's go.
That's right.
Expecting
That's
big things here.
But Coach Bratton and his assistant Cody Bell have been doing a good job with these guys, and Junebug's one that's been coming around a lot.
There you go.
There we go. That's what you're looking for. The calf jumps into his hands. Perfect. This could be another good run for our – no. I got to quit. I got to quit. I'm jinxing our men.
Boy, he had it going really well there for a moment.
You heard kind of some of the hooper and hollering from the crowd down there. He had a run that probably would have took the lead or definitely competed for it, and unfortunately he lost his pig and string. That is the little string that we tie him with. What is he, 12-7?
12-7.
So you talk about 12-7. I mean, technically he's still in the running, but he probably lost a good 2 seconds right there, maybe more. Great shot from that Cowboy. He'll be back, and I'm certainly proud to have him here at Trinity Valley.
Talented young man. Just you could see, and that does bode to talk about how many things have to go into this. I mean, you're not talking about one quick little event. You've got a lot happening on a ride like that.
We'll talk about it a lot this weekend. I've heard JR say it before. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And right there, what I think happened, Junebug knew what he had, and he knew, hey, I could take the lead, and he got a little bit excited, missed his string, and cost him there.
So we got a Sam Houston State Cowboy coming up in Trent Green.
So Sam Houston, this will be our third Sam Houston Cowboy in the Slack performance. First two didn't bode too well. We're going to try and turn things around for Trent Green. So we talk about slow being smooth, smooth being fast. And I told you it's the most technical event we're going to see. The start, you got to have that first. Then you got to catch the calf. Then you got to dismount correctly. Then you got to flank the calf. Then you got to get a good tie. There's so many pieces to it, and putting it all together is what it takes. And start is a good start, but one of the hardest running calves we've seen, and the horse just had a hard time catching up to it. Trent throws his rope to try to make something happen, but it did not work out.
Veered away pretty quick, and it was all downhill from there. That was a tough go there for that young man.
So Landon Duckett, Horton College Cowboy.
Horton College, hadn't seen much out of them yet. Tell you what, they got some good bull riders this year, but you got to have both ends. You got to have the rough stock. You got to have the time to vent in, and we're going to see what Horton College can bring to the table right here. Start getting some points on the board here on a beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon performance.
Yeah, Good Friday.
It is Good Friday. I'm excited about it. Easter weekend.
Yeah, over in the lower left-hand corner, big cross down there, and they made sure they wanted that part of this event this weekend on Good Friday here in Athens. Big stuff going on, though, right now, because it's all about getting to performance tomorrow night and ultimately trying to, what'd you say, you could triple your points on a weekend like this,
That's right. You can win up to 180 points, but you got to have good runs day in, day out.
Consistency.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, he's doing a good job on the ground here, but he is way too close to us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
you don't want to be finishing up on this end of the arena, do you?
That's right. Like I said, you want to catch him first thing out. And it seems like, it may just be coincidence, but it almost seems like these horses or these cattle are running a little bit harder here in the back half of this thing. I don't know if that's just how they drew up, but some fast calves.
I agree with you there, Garrett. These last 3 or 4 calves have been really hard runners, and Cowboys have had to really get after it to catch up with them.
Mm-hmm. And you see that horse, ears pinned. I mean, it was getting after it, did the best it could. Unfortunately, probably going to take him out of the running when we talk about that Saturday night performance.
That calf is moving. I mean, if he can stay ahead of the camera game, I mean, he's getting up and down the arena, and he made it tough on everybody for sure.
Absolutely.
So Cougar Rocca, our next roper.
Cougar Rocca, and
East Texas A&M University Cowboy.
Yeah, another East Texas Cowboy. And I tell you what, as we get towards the end of things, feeling even better about our man from Trinity, Avante Moore. We're going to see if his time is going to hold as we go through these next few perfs. But a lot of great rodeo action. We knew it would be. No surprise about that. I did want to remind people, we talked about the rodeo and coming tonight, coming tomorrow. If you got kids 12 and under, it's free to get in.
Yes, sir.
So you have no excuse. Adults, I think they're just $5. So
that's correct,
yeah.
$5. Here's another thing, too. If you are a Trinity Valley Community College student or employee, your ID card will get you in for $0. Free.
You think about that.
Can't get any better than that.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
So come on out here, and so if you're especially if you're an employee or one of a faculty member, come on out here and support these students. You may have one of these rodeo kids in a class, and not a better way than to come out here and support them in their sport.
You bet. So 11.6 for Cougar Rocca. That's going to put him in the running. We're going to see how it holds up, but I believe it moves him to 4th in the performance. Let's see if that'll hold up. But, yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, so a family of 4, if you're not affiliated with college, that's still $10. You can come both nights for $20.
You bet.
How do you beat that? Good entertainment.
No, we can't go eat for $20.
No, we can't. And it's all thanks. I mean, our local sponsors do so much for this event and for the school itself, and we're thankful that we're able to keep those tickets cheap and affordable for a family to come enjoy themselves.
Big thanks to the headline sponsor, Cowboy Headquarters, but all up and down the rails. You see the banners and what they represent, and big thanks to them, because these events, and I've always said it, I think all that's right with the world have to do with events like this. And it doesn't get done without the support of the community and, of course, the business leaders and sponsors.
That's right. So we got a good one started right here. Lighter calf, Ryder Loeb, going to see if he can make the most of it. Pretty good tie. Panola Man, going to see where he gets into things. I think that's going to put him right in the mix.
Yeah, I think he feels pretty good about things here. Let's see.
So as we get ready for that time, going to run the replay back. 9.7, I believe it takes the lead.
Wow, that is a great run.
He just had the right calf for him. You look at the Cowboys' slender build, a little bit lighter calf, and he worked right down the line to
by
advantage.
a tenth of a second there.
Yep.
We had
9.8
Court Boyd was at 9.8.
Yep.
9.8, 9.7 now taking the lead here.
We're going to be watching this all weekend long, and this is going to be an event that's going to be fun to watch because you mentioned how tight and how narrow it is. I mean, we're going to be down to the 10th on who gets in and who gets left out.
Avante may have a very long weekend to watch.
Yeah, that's exactly
He's
right.
He's sitting there going, oh.
Yep. But you mentioned our headline sponsor, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Great job as well.
Yes.
Here in the county and just what they do in the community, we're proud to have them be a partner with us.
Back to the action.
So Brian Burnett, Hill County College.
You talk about a mess.
Took a spell down there. Couldn't. But
so
his
here's the thing.
Horse is helping him there. Look,
the horse is
works.
doing all he can.
Yep.
And you see the horse going to work.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this. If you catch something, you're going to have to catch it again. So we got to get that rope off somehow, you know what I mean? So you might as well get to the end, do your job. It also helps the horse. You mentioned, like, veteran moves from the horse because that was a mess. And
yes.
The horse, every chance he got, he pulled slack. He's like, I'm here with you. I'm in the fire with you. We're going to see what we can get done.
And that's amazing to me that these horses, that horse right there, he's trained. He knows that calf is still up on his feet.
That's exactly right.
And so he starts doing his job. He knows he's supposed to pull back, take the slack out of that rope to help his cowboy. And he does that until the Cowboys got the calf, got him flanked, got him on the ground, still holds that slack till that cowboy mounts him again.
And what's almost even more important or impressive to me, Tom, is he pulled that slack, and then once he got him flanked, he stopped.
Yeah.
He didn't just keep pulling just to be pulling. He was watching the action. I tell you what.
Exactly. But he holds that rope tight.
That's right.
Yeah.
He feels any slack, he pulls it, and then when he knows his Cowboys got it taken care of, he stops.
You've seen it there on the replay.
Good example of it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a tough job for a horse right there because there was a lot going on. I tell you what, we underestimate these equine athletes all the time and their intelligence. They can use it for good. They can use it for bad, too. I've had plenty of horses get out, tear up stuff, everything else. But
that's probably one of the things that kind of cured me from wanting to be a cowboy was a bad experience at a young age on a horse.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, it cured me at one point, too, and then I married back into it with the barrel racer wife, so I'm hooked, but – little funny story while we got a minute. When I asked my father-in-law to marry my wife, first thing he said, wasn't anything really practical. He just said, I'm going to tell you the horses go with her when she goes. So I know what he meant every day.
So he was telling you they're going to be on your feet, Bill.
That's exactly right.
And you're going to take care of the vet bills, and you're going to take care of the fence, and you're going to take care of the stables and all that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we talked about that random draw earlier, and what we're seeing right now is out of that pen of calves, we needed 4 more. They're going to run twice. So they went and redrew those calves, brought them back down, and they're bringing the cattle back for the end of our slight performance here.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll get that handled here momentarily. We are flying through the morning here. We've still got Breakaway coming up after this last portion. Then we'll have some steer wrestling, goat tying, team roping.
Now, we got to give a plug to JR when we get to goat tying. You remember what it is,
man.
Tim?
JR, what is his nanny
slamming?
Nanny
That's right.
slamming.
Nanny slamming. That's right.
That's right. He talked about I believe it was a 5.5 last year.
Yep.
I think every performance he was so impressed with that, and it is impressive. It is very impressive. But that's the third event. We talked about barrels, breakaway, and then goat tying that the ladies can compete in, and there are a bunch of each 3 of those disciplines. Some cowgirls are going to compete in each 3 of them, and super impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to me. Those young ladies, they come in here on a horse that's running full, and then they're going to dismount while that horse is still running.
You would think the best wrecks come from the rough stock side. The best wrecks
come from
Yeah, that is for sure. I remember Branson in the truck. He was showing us some things that he's like, you're not going to believe it. Boy, it was fun to watch. Those guys, those gals, they are just coming in, and hop off and running 90 miles an hour, it looks like.
When it goes well, it's a thing of beauty. When it goes wrong, they have what they call the scorpion. If you face plant, make a scorpion shape with your legs, and that happens from time to time as well. So it's definitely good watching, no doubt about it.
So we are moments away from rounding this part up. Looks like we're getting close.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, Southwest Texas, they are known for this event. We got Southwest Texas Cowboy coming up next for us. Preston Pascal going to run to the end of the line. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not looking good, unfortunately. Doing everything he can, but again, you got to get to that calf, because if he turns back on you, he can, it's at his exposure what he wants to do.
Yeah, he was having a little 2-step there with the calf, and that wasn't what he wanted.
Not at all. Talk about a good-looking roan quarter horse he rides, though, and I tell you what, these Cowboys, they got to take the good with the bad, and you got to forget this one, come back next week, try it again.
Got to have a short memory, for sure.
Got a couple good ones left to go.
Blake Branquino, the Northeast Texas Cowboy, be our next competitor, followed up by Ty Scarber. Ty will be our final roper of the morning slack event here.
Yep,
I should say midday slack event.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the Blake Branquino. I think it is. Dad, Luke Branquino, 5-time champion in the steer wrestling event. So you talk about a multi-generational cowboy, but one who has seen the brightest lights from a young age. Luke Branquino, originally from California,
right?
Made his home in Texas, and now we see the next generation coming up here in a different event in the tie-down. But I promise you, he's going to be mounted. He knows what it is to rodeo, and looking for good things out of this cowboy.
Bloodlines. So it.
We talk about that sometimes. We talk about the horses and how they're bred to do what they do, and they come from multiple generations. A lot of these cowboys, you'll see the same thing. Because we've talked about it. It's hard to afford a horse. It's hard to get into this. But when you've got parents that are already doing it, it lends itself to bringing it to the next generation. And we're doing the same thing now. I've got a 4-year-old daughter at barrel racing already, and you'll see a lot of that, a lot of family ties.
Don't know. Calf went down there on his.
Calf said, nope.
Yeah, he
not doing it.
Kind of stumbled or something there. I'm not exactly.
I have very rarely ever seen that. And it's just and that's rodeo. It's bad luck sometimes. I don't know if we'll get a replay of this one or not, but I actually thought maybe the calf was injured, but it looks like the calf is perfectly fine. I mean, he's feeling fresh and feeling good.
Calf's just trotting around.
He just tripped. He just had a little clumsy deal, and right as Blake threw his rope, the calf fell, dipped, and unfortunately
all
missed.
them other calves are going to ask you, dude, you've been walking very long, or just reaping?
And then they're going to ask, how can I do that next time?
How can I do that next time instead of getting
like I'm calling the shots here.
Yeah. So that's going to bring us to our last cowboy, Ty Scarber, Panola Cowboy.
Yep, and kind of like I said about McNeese, Panola known more right now for its bareback riders. They have a great coach there with a history in bareback that we're going to talk about here in a few moments. But you got to do it on the timed event end as well, and Ty Scarber.
Long run down the arena for a miss.
Absolutely not what he was hoping for.
No, sir. Not at all.
And he's going to pull the curtain down right there. But I think Ryder Loeb leading the way right now, another Panola Cowboy. So Panola is in the hunt for sure. Talk about Court Boyd, came back with a 9 and 8, and then a couple 10s in there as well as our own Avante Moore here from TVCC. We're hoping it's going to hold for us. I'd love to see him in the short go here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It should be a lot of fun as we'll get a look at some dragging going on. We'll come back and be ready for our next event. It's the slang portion of the Trinity Valley Rodeo here on Good Friday in Athens, Texas. Tim, Tom, and Garrett with you right here on the Cardinal Sports Network.
At Cowboy headquarters, we have everything for your small house or a large ranch. Our team can help you with supplies or expertise. We carry the top line of tools like Milwaukee, Steel, and DeWalt. We have boots, jeans, hats, and all the accessories, and a full gun counter. The thing at Cowboy headquarters that we're most proud of, though, is the level of service that we'll give you, like things used to be. If you need it, we have it.
Trinity Valley Community College, we provide more than just an education. We provide a place for students to connect and grow. We are the home of champions. We are TVCC.
We gave it headlamps that shine through the darkest days. It has an engine that can take us farther than ever before. Its truck bed has the capacity to carry the weight of the world, and its color can change everything. Because when called upon, this Ram is the only truck built to serve the greater good.
Let's go! The sports medicine experts from physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital are excited to support another year of Trinity Valley Community College athletics. Achieve better health, better performance, and better results. We're focused on excellence every day for patients, athletes, and Cardinals.
From Athens, Texas here on Good Friday. Tim Howard along with Tom Sherham and Garrett Wise joining us here on the broadcast. I have enjoyed myself already, Tom. What are you loving most so far?
Oh, just being able to work with you guys and meeting Garrett here today and getting his expertise on rodeo. And we got to, Tim, we got to eat breakfast with Garrett this morning and learn some more about him. First time meeting him and realizing and understanding his love of the sport of rodeo. And it shows in his expertise and talking about these different events and stuff. And
well, dude, I knew I liked Garrett when I saw his menu option this morning. You went with remind me, what was it? The
the huevos con chorizo.
Yeah, I was like, I like the dude.
Yeah. This is a different way of saying eggs and sausage, boys. nothing real special there. But tell you what, it was good. Athens Cafe hooking us up, and Whataburger had some breakfast there as well. Definitely grateful for them being a part of this great event.
So we're going to get started into the breakaway roping here. This is the ladies' event. Riley Owens, Panola College cowgirl, be leading out here, and number one competitor.
You betcha. So breakaway roping, it is the fastest growing event in the sport of rodeo. Good reason for that. For one, it is now accepted and sanctioned by the governing body of the Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association. So these cowgirls have opportunities to run at $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Opportunities they didn't have just 5 or 6 years ago. So it has exploded onto the map. And tell you what, it's most exciting, or one of the most exciting events we're going to see. It's the fastest for sure. Time's going to be 2 to 3 seconds,
Yes,
sometimes
sir.
even faster than that.
So you say, if you watch anything on the Cowboy Channel, rodeos that are on there, you see some young ladies that competing at these professional rodeos that are turning in some definitely some sub-3 times, occasionally down there around that 2-second mark.
That's exactly right. I think we started off faster. So right there, we talked about that barrier system earlier in the tie-down roping. Got her right there, 10-second penalty. But you hear the time, Tom, 11.8. We would have been a 1 and 8.
1-8 had she not broken the barrier.
So that's a great example of how fast it can be. Yep. Now that you're going to see that barrier come into play probably more here. We talked about wanting to win this rodeo, going for the win every time. Breakaway roping, it's so fast. You can't track them down like the calf ropers did and chase them down here. You got to have it in the first 2 or 3 swings or it's not going to happen. So you're going to see these cowgirls throw fast. You're going to see them push their horses hard. You'll see some broken barriers. We're going to probably see some misses along the way, but it's just at an effort of being as fast as you possibly can.
Let's talk about the standings here in the southern region. In this, sitting in first, Jill White from East Texas A&M University with 328 points. Then our own Addison Henderson from Trinity Valley, 263 points. Jacqueline Primrose, another A&M University, East Texas A&M. Followed by Peyton Barnes, Northeast Texas, and in the 5th position, Chancey Wright of East Texas A&M.
That's exactly right. So we see Mesa Vacula in no time, and I'm showing you why right there. She just threw trying to make something happen. But you mentioned Addison Henderson, freshman here on campus,
yes, sir.
Already doing big things, 2nd place at the moment. But I'm going to tell you, there's some cowgirls close behind her. So I'm going to be watching Addison this weekend. Hope that she has a great home rodeo, that she can kind of cement her spot. Because as we mentioned, you got to be in that top 3 if you want to make the finals at the end of the year.
Yes, sir. Make that trip to Casper, Wyoming.
And the thing about it, as y'all have mentioned already, we've got 3 rodeos, counting this one, to go. And then it is all hands on deck. If you're going to be there, you got to go now. You got to make those moves now.
Well, that's exactly right. We've seen a lot of cowboys and cowgirls have a great season so far for Trinity and as well as all these schools. But we're in the 4th quarter now, and it doesn't matter what the score is at the moment. You've got 3 left, and you better cement it. You better finish strong, and that's exactly these cowboys. They know that. They've been doing it long enough. They know what it's going to take. The question is if they can make it count when it matters. And I'm hoping for Trinity Valley, this home rodeo, home cooking, sleep in your own bed at night, that's going to equal to some big wins.
Yep. That was A.J. Porter, East Texas A&M University cowgirl, no time there. Just going to bring up Blaze Deer, East Texas A&M University cowgirl.
Yeah, Blaze, I love the name.
That's one thing that's kind of neat about rodeo is some of the names.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
It is really it's really
easy to
neat.
tell when they're a 2nd generation cowboy sometimes.
You bet. So like
you got a name like Roper.
I was fixing to say Rope Myers.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
there. Rope, Cash, and Tie.
Here comes Blaze.
Well, some good news and bad news there, boys.
Yeah, she knew too. She was turned around, looked behind
Looking
her.
back.
Yep.
She knew that she probably was real close on that barrier, and sure enough.
So we would have had a 2 and 8, got the 10-second penalty on there, and so far it's going like we thought it was going to go. A little bit surprised that in these first few we haven't had a clean run yet, but we've had misses and we've had broken barriers.
Yep.
You got a good look there at that judge. It's right on top of that barrier, kind of keeping an eye on that, and it can be the difference in a great scoring. You ain't advancing, right? It's the biggest thing.
And they call it a penalty, but it's almost worse than a penalty. I mean, it's almost
elimination,
a death penalty. You know?
Yeah, you're out of it if you.
That's exactly right. Especially at this level, you know, if there's 5 or 6 ropers and you catch it, you might still make something happen. But when we talk about how many cowgirls and the quality of cowgirls you got here, you can't break that thing. You're out of it.
I mean, we're looking at 43 cowgirls right here in slack alone.
And that's just today's slack.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I said, I think we have nearly 100 competitors total in this event.
That's going to bring us J.C. Tweedy, another East Texas A&M cowgirl. She makes a good throw.
I think that might be our first clean time. We're going to see.
I believe you might be right.
So as far as I can tell, the judge is not saying anything.
Another penalty.
These penalties are getting us, boys. So 12 and 5 again would have been a 2-5, and I'm still impressed with our first one of the day, that 11 and 8 that we got from Riley Owens. And honestly, we just talked about the death penalty, but she's sitting in first right now. So I mean,
good point.
We'll see how long it holds. I don't expect it to, but currently she is sitting number 1.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the fact that you're gonna go for it. Let's say you're the last rider of the day and you just got to beat an 11.8. Well, you can afford to sit back. But like you said, nobody anticipates it being that. They're going to get rolling here in a minute and get things running.
I'll tell you what, just kind of a small story. I was announcing a rodeo one time. We had 24 total entered in the breakaway, and we had one clean run in the whole thing,
Wow.
And the Cowgirls towards the end, they knew all I got to do really is catch this thing, and still couldn't make it happen. So knowing it and doing it, two different things.
Sure.
So that was Cora Stewart, Texas A&M Cowgirl. I saw the judge throw both hands up.
So, Tim, you mentioned earlier in the barrel racing, as it's getting a little bit faster, what does that do to your mentality?
Right.
There it doesn't affect a whole much because you're trying to win no matter what. Here it's a little bit different. And what these Cowgirls are going to be looking at, maybe this isn't the start I thought it was. Everybody's breaking this barrier consistently. Maybe I need to be just a tad slower leaving, and that's going to give me a clean run and still give me an opportunity to catch my calf. Now, we're going to see if that affects these girls at all, if they pay attention to that, or if it's kind of a fluke deal in their minds. But that is something, if I'm down there, I'm going to be paying attention to for sure.
Riley Jo Cheatham, Sam Houston State Cowgirl. See if she can get a clean run here.
Let's see what Riley Jo can do on the ride.
See her back into that box, and that horse is ready to run. Think about track and field and the running blocks again, too. That's exactly what that box is for the horse. Riley Jo Cheatham chasing one down.
No arms in the air down there by the judge, but not a catch either.
That's right. And, so that's the opposite end of this thing. You didn't break the barrier, but you didn't catch your calf either. So there's a fine line that you've got to balance, and it is a very fine line.
Maybe she's holding back. I'm not going to break the barrier, but as you said, that calf got away.
If you hold back a tenth of a second too long, that's your outcome right there. So it is a very fine line.
Double-edged sword.
Yep. And this event more than any other, because it happened so fast, you've got to be right. Some of the others, the calf roping, bulldog, and some of the other events we'll see, you can kind of make up for that in your run. This one, there's no margin for error.
So Tyler Ellis, Southwest Texas Cowgirl.
Yeah, going to see if we can get things done. Like I was mentioning earlier, these horses, they're athletes just like our competitors are here. A little bit of nerves you can see. They're excited to run. She wants to get her perfectly backed into that box because that horse is going to push its back end off that box, give it something sturdy to push against, and get the best start that she can.
Yeah, a horse giving her a little bit of something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gets the nod.
Here we go. Good cat. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
She had the look, and she knows she had the look to catch this thing. I don't know if we'll get a replay of it or not, but this calf came out really, really well, and she kind of darted over to the left, and I don't know if she was thinking ahead or what the deal was, but got out of position and unfortunately didn't throw her loop when she needed to.
I was just watching the calf. He's over here into the stand area. I look back like I'm going to take a little gander around, and then here comes a couple of horses to escort. Okay, I'll go in the gate. I'll go ahead and move on.
Yep.
So Addison Clementis.
You betcha.
Bearcat lady from Sam Houston.
Our holding time right now so far is we got one ride that.
But we don't have
any clean times.
Don't have any clean times. 11.8 is
our first one of the day.
First one of the day was
looking
11.8.
better and better.
Everything's been above 11.8.
Yep.
You got to anticipate that changes at some point, but
I suspect.
But as of right now,
it's such a mental game on that end. But I suspect that as this continues on, these Cowgirls are going to have a little bit slower start to try not to break the barrier at some point. You want to be fast, but if nobody's caught one, hey, I just want to catch one. Let's see if we can get that done. And again, he's going to be in the top 10. I mean, it's easier said than done, right there. Come on, Judge, don't tell us anything.
No arms in the air, so I believe we got a clean run.
Yeah, Sam Houston Bearcats might be the first.
2.7.
2.7. Not going to break any records, but tell you what, it's taking the lead right now.
Yeah, at this point, that is a great run so far.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Shoot, almost 9 seconds faster than the next one. So,
are there coaches down there reminding them of these things, or is that just kind of, hey, I'm gonna let you figure this out on your own. I don't want to get in your head or how.
It is so interesting to me, and I'm glad you brought that up, Tim. just like in any other sport, all coaches are different. Some of these coaches, they're going to show up and make sure none of these kids get in trouble, but they're going to let them do whatever. They're going to let them do their event. They'll do the training on them back at home. You know, some of these coaches are going to be right there in their ear, helping in any way they can, whether it's holding their horse there, helping them with pushing the calf, giving them those last minute, you know. So it just depends, one coach to the other, one team to the next, and no right or wrong reason either way.
Just a different philosophy sometimes.
That's exactly right.
So a broken barrier from Morgan Moriarty, Texas A&M Cowgirl. 12.5 on the run.
Do want to say thank you to Dr. Askey, Royalty Equine, one of our proud sponsors. Also Simmons Bank, a big supporter of this event. And I think we've been doing it 18 years here, if I'm not mistaken.
You bet.
Yep.
18. Boy, you blink and it's nearly 2 decades long. This is great stuff here.
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
Indeed.
But I tell you what, you can't have an event like that without great support from the college itself and also from the community in the way of sponsors and the fans.
I tell you guys, most people don't know Coach Braden. He gets out and he's the one who's making the contact with these sponsors. He's going in and talking to these folks, and so we got to give him the kudos for the effort that he puts into making certain that this rodeo is a success.
And if you're watching us here on the Cardinal Sports Network, I am sure you're a fan of Cardinal Sports, and you know how important this community is. But I'm going to tell you, you mentioned over 400 competitors here. Guess what? Those competitors are buying fuel in the community.
Yeah.
They're staying in the community.
Yep.
They're eating in the community, and it's a great community aspect. Brings in a lot of dollars, and certainly proud of that part of it as well.
That's right. My wife wasn't aware of it and really didn't think about it, but we went to eat out last night. and later on tonight, it might be a little difficult getting in some of the places because of the, you know, and it's not just 400 competitors.
Family.
It may be 400 competitors and then another 100 and so mom and dads.
Nearly every one of them's hauling at least one person with them.
Yeah.
So you talk about 1,000 new bodies to the community.
Yes, sir.
Overnight.
You bet.
And like you said, we were at the Athens Cafe this morning. They said they're going to be open late tonight with live music, open till midnight. So that'll be a good place to be. Whataburger, as always, the unofficial burger of Texas.
Nice.
So that's an illegal head catch right there, I believe. They're going to flag her out and tell us in no time.
Got the hand on the hat.
Yeah.
Frustrated.
Sometimes your rules are different between associations, but what we're looking for here is a bell collar catch. That's where it goes over the nose, over the ears, and around the shoulders of the calf. And unfortunately, she just got that nose, and the loop tightened a little too quick for her, so it's going to be in no time.
So as we're winding our way through the competition here, it's amazing to see that, hey, you know, just a good run, not necessarily a great run, could keep you in the running. Just there's so much that goes into it.
Like you just mentioned, there's so much. Part of it's the stock that's here and how competitive they are, how tough they might be. Because I've been to rodeos where you had to be under 2 seconds to win the thing for sure. I mean, there was several, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s. And I've been to some like we're seeing right now where it's a little bit tougher. The score's a little bit different, meaning when you leave's a little bit tougher. And, you just need a clean catch. Right now, I can tell you a 2-7's leading the way. I'm feeling really, really good about my chances of being back Saturday night with that 2-7.
You bet.
But I do think there's an advantage to the Friday night perf, the Saturday perf in this situation because these cowgirls, they're watching it, but they're also all teammates. They're going to talk about that tonight and say, man, if you can hold your horse in check just a little bit longer, you probably need to.
So that's going to bring up Sam Houston cowgirl. I believe that's Jocelyn McNichol.
Another Sam Houston competitor. Tell you what, Bearcats have a great program there as well. We talked about them a little bit earlier. Number 20 in the nation and number 21 on the ladies' side, and for good reason. Some great cowboys and cowgirls. Bubba Miller and the crew over there have done a great job recruiting those kids and then helping them grow in their careers. We talk about the same thing here with Coach Bratton and everything he's done here at Trinity Valley. 3 Cowboys last year made it to the NFR. That is the Super Bowl of rodeo. Lightning Aguilera, Caden Profili, Jesse Petrie, and those guys have combined for over $2 million in career earnings. So not only is it like bragging rights and the passion for the sport, but there's some real money that can be had.
I was going to say those numbers they may have just went right past somebody. That's real talk right there. 3.
That's the kind of you can buy a ranch, build some generational type wealth with, and that's pretty new in the past decade or so. Rodeo's always been a sport where you got to have a passion, but it's hard to make money. There's been some big corporate sponsors get behind it lately, and it's a true professional sport now.
So another miss there by Jocelyn McNichol. I just got to bring up Morgan Culpepper, Southwest Texas College. Cowgirl.
Southwest Texas, we talked about how proficient they have been so far in the tie-down roping. Going to see what we can do in the breakaway roping, kind of the ladies' equivalent of the tie-down roping, and expect big things this weekend from that school overall, but especially on the timed event end of things. But, yeah, you talk about the professional aspect of it, and that's what's cool about college athletics in general. You got some guys, they're going to go on to the next level. They're going to be professional cowboys for, the next few years or maybe their entire career.
Mm-hmm.
You got some, they're going to go on to be welders, nurses, teachers. They're going to be a part of the community, and this might be the end of the line for their rodeo career, but what a great career it is here at Trinity Valley.
And speaking of that, a couple of weeks ago,
Coach run from Morgan.
The new assistant coach, whose name has escaped me here at Trinity Valley.
Cody Bell.
Cody Bell, yeah. Brought 3 young men in from Canada in to meet me at the welding shop, and they're all looking to come down here and rodeo for Coach Brent, and I'm looking forward to trying to teach them some welding skills too. And it was we were standing there, Garrett, and talking, and only one of them really had some very okay English.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So there may be a little
French
bit
Canadian, huh?
Yeah, French Canadian is exactly right over in the Quebec area, and so it might be something new for me as well.
I'll tell you what, Canada. We talk about it in the country how many cowboys are, but Canada is a bunch of cowboys. People think of Calgary over towards the West Coast, but Saint Tite, Quebec is one of the biggest rodeos in the entire world, and Quebec's got a bunch of cowboys, no doubt about it.
And these all 3 of these young men are rough stock riders, bareback and saddle bronc riders. And so,
so we talked about Southwest Texas College. Morgan Culpepper, we kind of glossed over there, but 2.6 going to take the lead.
That's a fun run from Morgan.
Yeah, we got 2.6, we got a 2.7 on the board, so now things are starting to click along. But I tell you what, 11-8, still in 3rd place.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
When that round happened, she's probably thinking, well.
So you're talking about that handing it down through generations. Next name, Laramie Champion, Sam Houston. If you know anything about the Champion name, a long legacy of rodeo there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Big legacy, especially here in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And over into Oklahoma even some. But, yeah, definitely proud to have her as part of that Sam Houston team. If I'm not mistaken, I think we missed Laramie. I think we're on Mackenzie Floyd. Yep.
Oh, okay. Excuse me then.
Yeah, Mackenzie Floyd, McNeese.
Okay.
All right. But you're absolutely right about the Champion family. And that can help you out a lot to have a family that knows what they're doing, that has the equipment to help you and help you along your career.
You bet. So are we to London, Brazil?
Yep, London, Brazil. That's exactly right.
A&M Cowgirl.
Texas A&M Aggie. Part of that top 10 in the nation women's rodeo team. You can't be that good just off of barrel racing. We saw how good they were in the barrel racing, though. Definitely competitive, but you got to have it in all the events, and this is certainly one of them in the breakaway. So we're going to see if London can help out the team, get some more points on the board for them.
And that's something else that's unique to college rodeo is we've got 4-year schools and 2-year schools competing against each other.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yep, because you only have so much impact. You got 2 years of impact or 4 years.
Right.
It's one of those 4-year universities.
Pretty good time coming here? Or?
No. I thought we were going to have a lead change.
Got a penalty coming here.
11.9, including for London.
So we would have had a 1-9, would have took the lead. That's something when you guys come out tonight and watch us Friday night, Saturday night, you are welcome to boo the judges. Nothing wrong with that. So. Oh, man. They're getting in the way of our good time right there, giving us another penalty.
As we were looking at a clip a while ago, one of the angles had there it is, shot of the teams there. Up above, I see that Kevin and Janine Lilly McDonald's banner hanging from the roof. They're one of our great sponsors. I think they're sponsoring bull riding tonight.
They're bringing the beef and the bull riding.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. That'll be a fun event tonight, so look forward to that. And as always, thank you to Kevin and Janine for their not only just support of the rodeo today,
big
but
supporters
everything.
Big supporters of Trinity Valley Community College. That's Allison Baker.
Yeah, and Allison going to face that pesky barrier again. A little inside baseball here. You'll see our judge there. He's taking a little piece of string down there. Every time they break that barrier, he has to go retie a knot. And it's just as hard on him as it is on us. So, we're not the only one.
Yeah.
If the barrier breaks, he's got to retie it.
He's like, why'd you break my barrier?
That's exactly right.
Go retie.
That's exactly right.
That's good insight, man. I'd never thought of that.
Speaking of baseball, we had our little pre-meeting there in the trailer this morning. We were talking about the umpiring in the Major League Baseball, and they've got this replay now that a batter steps into the box and he gets a pitch called a strike, and he thinks it wasn't. He can appeal it right there.
That's right.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's pretty wild, and I go back and forth. I'm a traditionalist,
Me too.
And you talk about the worst job in the world, being an umpire now.
That's going to be the toughest.
But bringing that back to rodeo here recently in the IPRA and now this past year the PRCA, at the finals, they can actually do replay now and recall some things. So like the mark out on your horses or the crossfire rule, they can go back and look at the replay and overturn a judge's decision. And that was a huge thing because rodeo is so traditional. That was fought against a long time, but now we use that capability to help our cowboys be as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
Technology is a booming, isn't it?
It is something else.
So Shane Abernathy there, our last cowgirl, she was a swing and a miss. As I throw in a softball term there.
I like it. I like it.
That's going to bring up Cameron Robinson.
Now you can't mention softball without mentioning the Cardinals and the Lady Cards. What they've been able to Cardinals softball, man, they have been on fire.
Yes, they have.
Was it yesterday or a couple of days ago? Took
Wednesday,
2 more.
Wednesday they went down to Blinn and took 2 from number 19 in the nation.
Took 2 from Kilgore as well this week.
Yes, they did. So on Monday took 2 from Kilgore.
Still flying high.
It's y'all's community, Athens here, has so much to be proud of when it comes to Trinity Valley. Small community, but a school doing some big things at a national level. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, our new president nicknamed us the home of champions, and so everybody's trying to live up to that.
Live up to that.
Yeah,
I like it though.
Now to brag a little bit, our national cheer team is. They're working on. They'll be going to Florida here next week, down to Daytona to compete. And I believe they're at number 18 or 19 national championships under their belt. Our women's basketball program has 8 national championships. Men's program won their first national championship last year. Football has 2 national championships, 1994, 97, and our volleyball team went to the national tournament this year. Soccer team went to regionals. Got to the nationals. Yeah, didn't fare well in nationals, but
Cardettes are. They've
Cardettes,
won a couple.
Yes, sir. Can't forget them.
Dance. Just a lot happening, and man, anytime you start, it's like, don't let me miss anybody.
You got to forget somebody is right.
Of course, you mentioned the prowess of 3 Cardinals from the rodeo team and what they've been able to accomplish over the last little bit. Good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
4.2 for Tommy, 4.2.
So I'm going to tell you,
Tommy Womack.
Yeah, Tommy Womack. She's excited.
Yep.
She's kind of laughing because normally a 4 and 2 is not what you want. But in these conditions and with everything that's happened, I'd take a 4 and 2 all day. I think that puts her into 4th, I believe, what we've seen so far in this slight performance. But you talk about, we're 25 cowgirls in or so. So, that could be good enough to make it back.
This might hold. It's
never
crazy.
Know.
It is.
I'll tell you what, a 4 and 2 is a lot better than a 14 and 2.
Yes, sir.
I've also noticed it can come in batches, can it? All of a sudden one clicks and then another.
Well, I think
we've seen it both ways, actually.
That's exactly right. I think in this event, some of it goes back to that start that you're talking about. They see somebody else do it, and it's like they get the right timing. It's almost like a batter warming up in the batter box. You see the heat the pitcher's throwing. You get that speed down. You get a mindset of where you want to swing. I think we're seeing some of the same stuff here. Going back to our baseball references.
Yes, sir. So that's going to bring us to Riley Jeffcoat. Avery Wilburn was a swing and a miss there. So Riley Jeffcoat out of Blinn College, down out of Brenham.
Well, Tom, when you're working the swing and miss, I just got to say this is the largest warning track that I've ever seen.
It is a big
lot of
warning
dirt.
track, yes, in both directions.
If you don't know baseball or softball, you're like, what is he talking about?
That's the dirt area at the back of the infield, right against the fence.
Back of the wall, yeah.
That's a good thing to call it, though. I mean, you get your feet in the dirt. You better have your head on a swivel at all times. So.
Indeed. Boy, there's a lot happening.
Got another miss there.
Been a rough go for them for the most part.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We talked about the horse training a little bit and what we expect from these horses. The tie down event and the breakaway event have a lot of similarities. You know, both rope and calves, both have a similar motion. The difference is, we mentioned it earlier, the work you have to do on the ground with the tie down calf, and you want that horse pulling back, taking the slack out. These horses, you got to rope them, and then you got to hit the brakes, and that's the end of their job. Sounds like it could be easy, but it's not always that way. If a horse bobbles, steps the wrong direction one way or the other while you're trying to throw a loop, it can throw things to a kilter.
Everything. I think that's what makes it for a novice like me. Just seeing it, I can't appreciate all that they've got going on. I mean, there's so many things, so many nuances.
That's right. And even a resident expert like myself, each event is so different. Like we talked about earlier, it's hard to know all the nuances really of what it takes to make a good horse. And again, it's about the fit, the horse that fits you. I will tell you, as this event has gotten more popular, the price of these horses has went up significantly.
I can imagine.
Used to, you could get into a pretty decent horse for around 10 grand, maybe less, 5,000 if you caught the right one on the right day. Now it's nothing to spend 20 to 30,000 on these horses or more. It just depends on the discipline and what they do. Barrel horses can be even higher. It's gotten pretty crazy. But again, we go back to the success of some of our alum. Over $2 million in earnings just for 3 guys.
So it's an investment.
That's
in the
exactly right.
long run.
Yep. If you can make the most out of that horse can pay you back, tenfold.
We haven't really talked about it because I know you can make money in rodeo like right now, but how does that impact with the NIL deals with college? Is there for basketball player, football player, cheer even they might be able to are they eligible for NIL money? I guess they've always been eligible for money.
Yeah, I think so, and all the coaches right now are like, shh, come on now.
Yeah.
Because we do have budgets and things.
Sure.
I will say, rodeo is a traditionalist sport, always has been. Got a little bit of a wreck going on, but our Cowboys on foot patrol.
Yeah, they're out.
Talk about a day for things I have never seen in my life. So the breakaway rope broke. It is hung to the fence. Now he's loose. We're all good. Anyway, so rodeo's a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. There haven't been, to my knowledge, a whole lot of NIL deals, but they are eligible. And what I would foresee in the next 5 years or so, you're going to see more and more of that.
Could come into play pretty quick.
The scholarships are already on the table. Whether it's books or boarding or whatever the case may be. I would not be surprised to see NIL right there behind it, especially for some of these top competitors and top teams.
Because we've already mentioned how it's a pricey sport. You're not just going to get into it on the cheap. So
no, absolutely not.
Got to have somebody in there that's, like you said, that you've grown up in it. You got some help along the way to get it going. So,
well, even in your rough stock riders, they may not have a horse that they're having to travel, but they've got to travel.
They're traveling,
and entry fees and you can't just enter 1 or 2 and expect to be at the top.
Yeah.
You might enter here at Trinity Valley and you might win it, but then if you don't continue, somebody else is going to overtake you.
That's a good point.
So you've got to stay competitive. You got to enter. It's kind of like that. How many shots are you going to make that you don't take?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
that's exactly right. And just for reference, a lot of times that you'll see, especially at the professional level, those Cowboys will start out in the work in the winter, especially if they didn't make the NFR. The NFR is where they make their money.
Yeah.
But if you didn't make the NFR, you go to work, you build fence, you help your buddy out, do whatever. You build that cash reserve back, and then through the winter and spring, you rodeo as hard as you can. And if you have a good year, you keep rolling. If you don't have a good year, you got to go back to go to work. It's how you can travel. And you mentioned the rough stock guys. When I was coming up, I used to fight bulls, and there was a group of guys that traveled in a Toyota Prius. There was about 5 of them. It was like a clown car. But they didn't have a horse. They didn't have a trailer. They could throw everything, and they'd throw it in a bag. And, they could travel on $40 and get hundreds of miles. And they'd come and beat everybody there in that Toyota Prius. Yeah, and they'd leave with all the money and the gold buckle too, So
it'll take us a minute to get out, but when we do, we're going to be ready to show you what we can do.
Right. They came to win.
Yeah. Well, it's been a tough go here this afternoon.
I believe that's Addison Wilson there from Northeast Texas.
I think you're absolutely right, and you're correct as well. It has been a tough go. We started to see a little bit of a streak where they're catching at least, even if they're breaking a barrier, and now we're kind of going the other way where having a hard time getting them caught.
So Addison Singbush, Sam Houston State cowgirl will be our next roper.
And the farther we go, I think the more, I don't want to say complacent, you can't be, but the more, what is the word I'm looking for here, that you don't have to press the envelope, so to speak, coming out and going for that super fast time.
Unless I've missed somebody, we got 3 clean runs right now. We're looking for the top 10.
Yeah.
We have went through, and here's the thing: are these cowgirls sitting there running the numbers in their head? I don't know. I probably would be, but they may not be. But we went through almost 30 competitors.
Yeah,
you're exactly right. 3 clean runs.
Yeah,
2.6, 2.7, and a 4.2.
So we're about a third of the way through our total number that we have. Now today we're over halfway through, but the total number we have at this rodeo, we're already a third of the way over. So a clean run is going to get you in the top 10 right now.
Yes,
so
sir.
You're absolutely right, Tim. And here's the thing: these horses, they're trained for 2-second runs. They're not trained for 5-second runs. So you got to know the horse underneath you. If he can track that calf, in calf roping we see them track them a lot more. Here they just throw as soon as they nod their head a lot of times. So you got to know what you're mounted on. You got to know what you can do. But yeah, if you can safety up at all, now might be the time to do it. Saturday night, not so much.
Yeah, it's definitely a
So
different
another
ballgame.
Sam Houston cowgirl coming up here, Emma Watts.
Yeah, and we talk about the breakaway roping. Another thing to look at, the top 15 in the region right now, we haven't seen very many of them go yet. So we still have
Correct.
a lot of good cowgirls left to go, and that is probably going to change things a little bit as well.
As a competitor, number 30.
Ooh, got a little trouble. So normally you don't dismount your horse, but, hey, sometimes it happens.
That's right. We got a clean catch here.
I don't know. That's the funny thing about horses. Like I said, they're smart. She went to throw her loop. She leaned up a little bit far, and her horse said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm going to go park by the other horses."
You see how great a parking spot I've got? I got to take
That's
it while
right.
it's here.
We did get a clean run, though, right?
I believe we did. I didn't catch the time
I
on
didn't
it.
either.
I think it was in the 3s, but I'm not.
I'll tell you what,
clear.
that would be a walk of shame, but if you got a clean run behind it, it's not too shameful.
That's right.
Yeah, good. Got another one on the
Darby
board.
DeMoss, Northeast Texas cowgirl.
Yep, Northeast Texas would like to get on the board here today any way they can. Breakaway, a good way to do it. So far, we've seen a couple of Northeast cowgirls go. Not had a whole lot of luck yet. Let's see if Darby can change that for us. Tell you what's been impressive, though. You talk about the junior college level, the 2-year schools versus the 4-year schools. Some of these sophomores that have stepped up as leaders on their team, and you think about it, they're not even 20 years old yet, but just because they are the veterans of the group, in a young group, they've done a great job. And that's like a Slade Murray that we're going to see later, and Nick Harden, 2 guys that have really stepped up in the sophomore year for this team here at Trinity Valley.
Speaking of Trinity Valley, won't be long we'll see Allie Beeson. Eason, Trinity Valley girl here in the breakaway roping.
Yeah, see when got a little slow down back in the gate back there. Oh, here we go.
That's a good calf right there.
And a miss.
Dang, I thought she had it.
I thought she did too, Garrett. I thought she had
that baldy calf that kind of lost that rope and the white fur there. I thought we were going to have a new qualified time. So Texas A&M cowgirl Allie Fry not able to make it. A couple reasons that could be. One might just be logistical if she had a little bit of truck trouble or whatever it may be. Another one might be her equine athlete. If she got to the rodeo here today and the horse was sore, something was going on there, but unfortunately not able to compete. So we won't be seeing Allie Fry today or Saturday night.
So that takes us to Savannah Williams, Sam Houston cowgirl.
Yep. And if my list is correct, we're going to have Savannah rope, and then we're going to bring our cattle back, and we'll be starting it back with the Trinity Valley Cardinal. Sam Houston having a pretty good breakaway right now. Got a couple qualified cowgirls. Definitely wouldn't mind to add to that. That's kind of one of the cool things about the sport of rodeo, too. You get, we take that top 10. Well, 5 of them can be from Sam Houston. So you got that many bullets in the gun for Sam Houston if you can make that happen.
Yep.
So I think they're going to give her a no time. See that rope around the calf's belly there. We needed to stop on that chest, around the shoulders, that bell collar catch, and unfortunately it is going to be a no time.
So we've seen plenty of no times this morning here. See if the Cardinals can make a difference here on this next go.
Yeah, and we're getting towards the end of it. We're going to bring the stock back and circle back around, but we're getting towards the end. And then after that, if you stick with us, we got steer wrestling, bulldogging, big man's event coming up, goat tying after that, and then a little bit of team roping to finish us off on a Friday afternoon slack performance. Here's the cool thing about rodeo, too. You come back Friday night here tonight with us, we're going to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, not too much of anything, but a little bit of all of it.
That's
and
right.
If you got a favorite event, we're going to have it here tonight.
Yeah, have the time events and the rough stock.
That's exactly right. I'm a rough stock guy. I am excited to see the bareback riding. Panola College does a great job in that event. McNeese, known for their saddle bronc riding. Bull riding is anybody's game. Wharton's got some good ones right now, but it's wide open.
It should be a lot of fun. That is set for 7:30 tonight. Come on out, enjoy all of this happening from the Henderson County Henderson County Regional Fair Park, right off Highway 31 here in Athens, and we can't wait to have you out here.
Not going to lie to you, as we look to our screen, we got that beautiful McDonald's billboard you were talking about. Certainly proud to have them as sponsors. I'm also going to be ready for lunch after this.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Might swing by and check it out.
Hey, Garrett, one thing, and Tom may be able to speak more to this, but was it last year when Kevin and Janine, they made a substantial contribution to the Fine Arts Department?
Yes, they did. This past fall, Kevin and Janine Lilly did make a substantial gave a gift to the Fine Arts Department at Trinity Valley Community College, and so we now have the Kevin and Janine Lilly Fine Arts facility on campus. And very grateful for their gift.
It's 2 miles west on Highway 31, by the way, just in case you're wondering. You think I can make it before the next break, Gary? He's like,
hey, you saw on there DoorDash on there, baby.
Yep.
DoorDash will come out here and see us, I bet. But no, that's awesome, and I'm proud they did that. Fine arts, I feel like sometimes can be something that is overlooked in the community, but it's so important to civility, really. And we think about business, we think about hands-on iron type stuff, but fine arts is an important part of any community, and definitely proud that they did that for Trinity Valley.
Yeah, we have not that I'm not a part of the Fine Arts Department by any means.
No way.
But do like to brag about our school. I've been with the college working on my 32nd year, and I do believe it's a good place. I'm an alumni of Trinity Valley Community College, and actually went there before it was Trinity Valley, when it was Henderson County Junior College. Telling on my age there.
Hick
days, exactly, Tim. I'm telling my age here, but
a lot of great memories.
Oh, you bet, yeah.
So they're getting the redraw portion ready to go here, and
Yeah, we're getting ready for our second half of the breakaway roping, I do believe. Look like there's some roping steers down there ready as well, getting ready for the bulldog and the team roping side to come a little bit later on in our afternoon. But I got some more ladies in the breakaway roping, like we talked about. Trinity Valley, our own Allie Eason, going to be the one to kick us off as we get ready for this second round. Just a handful left to go for us. 8 or 9 cowgirls left to go, make it the rest of the way through. And the story of the afternoon so far, we talked about barrel racing was pretty awesome, and you're going to have to be fast. You want to be there. Tie down roping, kind of a mixed bag. Saw some near train wrecks, but also saw some really good roping. And then here in the breakaway, it is just looking for clean catches. And I told you that would be a little bit of the case as these cowgirls try to be fast, but probably more than I even realized. We're just looking for some clean runs.
Yeah, at this point, a clean run's going to put you in the top 10 more than likely. I mean, law of averages says, hey, some more of these.
That's exactly right. We talked about the standings that we have here in front of us. The top 15, we may have seen 1 or 2 so far in our performance, but we haven't seen very many. And I expect we're going to see a lot of them tonight's performance, as well as tomorrow at slack, and that could change up the whole ball wax. We could get really fast, and maybe you do need to be in that 2-second run time frame to be able to have a shot at it.
And speaking of tomorrow, slack will start at 11 a.m. right here on the Cardinal Sports Network, and we'll bring you that, and then also bring you the main performance at 7:30 tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I would invite people out. I'm assuming it is free to come watch Slack. You can come watch, hang out with us.
Sure.
I'll tell you what it's great for that I've noticed. If you have a child or somebody with sensory issues, this is a low sensory environment, music soft, crowd's not big, and they can come enjoy rodeo. They can come hang out with us, and you'll see most of the events here in a Slack performance, and it's just a lot more chill environment than what the performance tonight's going to be.
Yeah, tonight, give us an idea. You've worked these events all over America, and what are we going to see tonight? It's got the lights, the noise, the smoke, the music.
It gives me chills thinking about it. It's lights, camera, action. We've got a great facility here. I'm hoping the crowd comes out. The weather's perfect. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. But when the crowd gets behind you, I tell people all the time, the horses run faster, the bulls buck harder, the Cowboys try that much more because they know they got a crowd behind them. And these young Cowboys, it means everything to them to feel the roar of the crowd, and it is going to be electric. So I'll be honest with you. If I was these competitors, I would almost rather run today than I would during the perf tonight because your adrenaline is going to be running, and that can help you or sometimes it can hurt you.
It'll be starting at 7:30 tonight.
Allie Eason with a miss.
Oh, boy.
Trinity Valley.
And throwing to be fast there. She didn't break the barrier, which that was our first check mark, got that done. Yeah. She threw her loop fast enough to be in the running, but unfortunately just did not catch, and that's the most important component, so not going to work for her.
So that takes us to Kinley Beck, Northeast Texas Community College cowgirl.
You bet. So Northeast, we're expecting them to pull it together, hopefully have a good run here. I am going to brag on Addison Henderson. She's not in today's performance, I don't believe, but Trinity Valley, they got another opportunity here in the breakaway to do good and get another name in the hat. She's currently second in our standings here in the region.
Right.
Just a freshman, but here in the hometown, I have a feeling we're going to see her, and hopefully she's going to do a lot of good for us.
Little conversation with the horse. What's going on down there? They
I have no idea.
Trying to get the horse turned the
I
other
guarantee you that
direction.
cowgirl on the ground doesn't know she's on the Cardinal Sports Network right now. That's for sure. So we're bringing the calf up. Is what we're doing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're waiting on the next calf.
Now we're ready for action.
Yeah, look how we were playing charades down there.
Blame it on the hired help.
That's exactly right.
Oh no, there's most people don't realize it takes a lot to put a rodeo on.
Yeah,
these calves down there.
They don't just get in that gate, do they?
They don't. Yeah, they don't just get in the correct order and make their way up through the chutes and everything. Yeah. There's got to be people back there in the back working to sort them and get them in the correct order and make certain that everything is just like it's supposed to be. There's another illegal catch around the
another
snout.
one around the nose.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right, Tom. We talk about, and that's why I keep bragging on Coach Bratton, Coach Cody Bell, and the work they do, and plus these sponsors that do so much for us. You know, even the Cowboys themselves, I don't think realize how much it takes to pull something like this together. There are so many moving pieces. It truly takes a village to make it all run, and especially run efficiently like this rodeo does here. And you can't do it without every piece just right. So definitely proud to be a part of it. Proud to have the Cardinal Sports Network here, and proud of what they've put together over the last 18 years.
Well, Coach Bratton was on earlier this week talking about just all the ins and outs of he's like, the last month is a blur to me. I don't really remember everything. There's so many, like you said, components that go into this thing.
Oh, yeah, there is.
And I didn't realize I started putting on my first one, but you assume somebody's going to pick up the trash, and you assume somebody's going to work that front gate, and you assume this and that. And then when you're the guy that's in charge of making sure it happens, you got to pull it all together. And
a lot of boxes to check, making certain everything's covered.
That's absolutely right. But having a great community like Athens is, and the Trinity Valley community, that helps a ton.
Carly waiting for the gate. Here we go.
Long run here.
Yeah, and that's not what you want, but I tell you what, so didn't get over the nose. If that thing would have been 6 inches further down, we would have probably been seeing her on Saturday night with the way things are stacked up.
She would have still been in. That's the kind of day it's been. I mean, either a penalty, very few just clean runs.
Well, we've only had 3 clean runs.
You are in the minority with a clean run this afternoon so far.
Yep. My Arkansas math's correct. 1 in 12 been clean so far, and that's definitely out of the ordinary, and especially for the talent level we have here.
Yeah.
But it goes back to knowing what you got to be in the top 10 and trying to do everything you can. I think our cowgirl here actually could have thrown her loop a little bit quicker, but she realized, Tim, what you've been talking about. We just need a clean run, and she's like, I'm going to get the best shot I can. She tried to, unfortunately, did not work out, and just a few inches off.
Mm. So we're working our way through here, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Final moments.
Get down to the last few here and then breakaway roping.
Yeah, just a handful left to go. But I tell you what, the school that is known for their breakaway ropers, that's East Texas A&M, and we've got a few of those in the mix here. So
they got to feel good about their chances at this point, don't they?
You would think so.
Still got 3 of them to go.
They're like, man, we're going to all be there in the performance tomorrow night.
I tell you what, they would certainly like to be. Nothing like having your friends there with you. And we do have some of those top 15 cowgirls. Callie DeVere coming up. She's going to be one of those, one that I'm certainly keeping an eye on to see her do good here and make it back.
Looks like we got a four-legged friend on camera trying to say, how do I get down there? Let me show
right.
you.
Little who let the dogs out on a Friday. Oh, man. We do have handicapped seating here. If that's of interest to you, come out to the rodeo tonight.
You bet.
As our puppy friend showing us.
Yep. He's like, I've got it held down for you over here. Come on over. I think this arena is one of the things that I think people just take for granted. It's not like this everywhere, is it?
We do not have one of these at home. I can tell you, and Henderson County should be so proud of this facility.
Yeah.
There's not a bad seat in this entire place. I can tell you that first and foremost. And secondly, to have something like this at your disposal, it is rare, like you said. There in my home state, there's probably 2 or 3 in the entire state, and this is an awesome, awesome facility.
So we've got another clean run here, guys, and I believe this is Addison Cardo's.
Pretty good time. 3.8.
3-8. I believe that's going to move her to 3 out of our 4. So I'm feeling pretty good if I'm her at this month.
Yeah, she's going to be sitting pretty when it's all said and done. You would think. Now that could change, but as of right now, she's got to feel pretty good.
And we said that was Allie Cleburne, right?
I thought that was Addison Cardo's.
Okay, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, so we still got the East Texas Cowgirls to come. Got an Aggie next for us.
So we're waiting here at opportunity. We've mentioned our title sponsor, Cowboy Headquarters, Henderson County Farm Bureau, Lily's McDonald's, Simmons Bank, First State Bank of Brownsboro. Big tip of the hat to all of those sponsors helping put all of this together. Could not do it without their help.
And some of our corporate sponsors too, Durango Boots, Extra Tough Boots, taking care of us, taking care of the Cowboys. Tell you what, Durango Boots stepped up in a big way in the world of rodeo here lately.
Yes.
And we're certainly proud to have them, not just supporting at the professional level, but here at the college amateur level as well.
Absolutely.
You know, that's another thing that we hadn't even talked about in this in regards to the cost of being a competitive cowboy or cowgirl is your
Gear.
boots,
Yeah.
a rope, a hat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know that you can't compete in the arena out here without a cowboy hat.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We have what we call dress code, long sleeves, cowboy hat.
You bet.
You know, a good straw hat's going to cost you $100 to $200, but
Yes,
a felt's
sir.
going to be $400 sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
Cowboy clothes are not cheap.
No, it's kind of not to. But in my field of welding, it's the same way. You know, a good welding shirt's going to cost you $50, $60, $80. You know, and a welding hood can go from anywhere from $50 if you're willing to risk your eyes up to $500 if you want to. You know,
Really protect.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's amazing just how expensive things are in just about everything we do today.
That's right. So Callie DeVere, number 14 cowgirl right now, she could really help her cause right now. 120 points on the season, but if I'm not mistaken, you win this round 60 points, win the short go 60 points, win the average 60 points. So
It would bounce her really well up.
oh man, it would move her a ton. I mean, just one of those 60-point increments moves her in the top 10 easily. Swinging hard and fast, hard running calf. Golly,
And a miss.
the hits keep on coming.
They
Yep, sure
do
do.
indeed.
So tough luck there for the young lady from East Texas A&M.
So the good thing you talk about the expense of y'all's clothing and protective material on welding. Here at the Valley, you can teach somebody how to weld. I'm assuming you can put them to work pretty quick, too, and make a good living.
We certainly try to, exactly. I had a young girl yesterday, and I said girl, went to an interview, passed the welding test, got offered a job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like life-changing, real practical, hands-on stuff that's happening, and that change a person's future in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got to tell you.
And for young people that are listening out there this morning, or even moms and dads, I give you, and I'm selling my program here, selling Trinity Valley, but I'm also just selling the workforce education here. Lincoln Electric, one of the major manufacturers of welding products and welding consumables, 2 years ago put out some information. 66% of all skilled labor jobs go unfilled in the United States every year.
It's 2 out of 3.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
We're talking about job security.
Yes, sir. And we're talking about, your welders, your electricians, plumbers, carpenters, skilled trades, big demand. And everybody goes, well, why is it that way? Well, one of the biggest reasons is that the baby boomers were the last generation to really pursue that type of work. And unfortunately, baby boomers, I'm on the tail end of the baby boomer generation, and I'm looking at 3 more years, and I'm going to, be doing something else. And I hope that it's not pushing up daisies.
We all hope that.
Yeah, well, thank you, Tim. But the baby boomers are retiring or dying.
Yeah.
And so there's a huge gap that's got to be filled. So if you're a young person or a mom and dad out there, and you've got a youngster that they're thinking, college just might not be the thing for me, man.
In the trades.
Yeah, look into the trades, exactly.
Tom, not long ago, you guys had a total revamp over in your department.
Yeah, we did. We had a facelift to our building and did some. We did, $400,000 or $500,000 worth of work around the facility there, investing in our future. We are putting a drive on to build up our pipe welding program. That seems to be one of the areas that big demand in and probably the best money. We are also in the process right now in the talking stage of creating a TIG welding program, and that's also a high demand, high paying area in the welding.
Yeah, you definitely want to be in that industry, in that TIG side.
Well, you bring up a great point. If you don't think you're a bachelor's degree, a 4-year university, something like that is something for you, you can go work hands-on for 2 years with you guys, have a lifetime of opportunity for a 2-year investment.
Yes, sir.
What better investment could you have in Trinity Valley? That is going to wrap up the Breakaway Open, though, fellas. We did see another clean run. Cody Biedrzecki from Hill College. I butchered that. Apologies, Cody. But
Cody, I will say this: we did not go talking welding just for that, because I think he got it. But
I think he nailed it myself.
I'm not going to give out his email.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But she did get a 4-2 on the board. I think it's going to tie her for 4th, so we got a tie there towards the top with a 4-2. And moving into our next events.
Yeah, it's moving along here from Trinity Valley Rodeo here in Athens, Texas. Why don't we take a quick time out, step away, hear from some of our great sponsors here. Coming back with Steer Wrestling after this on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.
Trinity Valley Rodeo from Henderson County Regional Fair Park in Athens, Texas. Tim, along with Tom and Garrett, in for JR this week. And, man, we're really glad to have you. You're doing a great job. Thank you for how's your back? You've been carrying me for about 3 hours now. Are you okay?
Oh, we're doing just fine. We're doing fine. Yeah, JR just told me his advice was to smile pretty, so trying to do that. And so far, so good.
What did he say about, hey, don't let Tim get on your nerves? He's a good guy. He's a little heavy at times to have to carry him all weekend. But
no.
This is where some big boy opportunities we're about to see this, right? I mean, this is
exactly
some heavy duty. Describe it for us. What is steer wrestling?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and drag the pin again, make sure everything's ready for those horses. And in the footing, we did have a long and a lot of breakaway roping. But as we get ready for the steer wrestling, it's the big man's event, like Tim just mentioned. It's 2 cowboys. The only difference is one of them's going to be running. He's going to be competing. The other one is his helper, we call the hazer. Your cowboy competing, the steer wrestler, he's going to come out of the left side, stage right, out of that box.
Okay.
His job is to take a perfectly good horse and dismount from it, full speed, onto a steer. He's going to grab that steer, turn him, hopefully put 4 feet in the same direction, and when he does that, the clock's going to stop.
And there are no hidden contracts with the steer and the cowboy backstage. The steer's like, no, man, you ain't going to do that to me, right?
No.
I mean, I'm wrong. The steer's like, you going to do what? I don't think so. They're going to make it tough on them.
That's exactly right. I said that tie-down roping is the most technical event, but I tell you what, this one's all about technique. And we call it the big man's event. There is a lot of bigger fellas, strong guys, but if you don't have the right technique, it doesn't matter how strong you are. You're not going to out-strength a steer. They are big. They're powerful. But when you get the right technique, it can all come together. It can be a thing of beauty. And like I said, you got the hazer on the other side. He helps direct the steer, helps run them in a straight line, and make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Tom, do you have a favorite part of this event?
This event right here is my favorite of rodeo, is the steer wrestling event. We've all probably heard, somebody that's a paratrooper or wants to do some skydiving, they go, you jumped out of a perfectly good plane.
Yeah.
So here are these guys. How fast is that horse running out there, Garrett?
A quarter horse can get up to 30 miles an hour,
So you're sliding out of a saddle on a perfectly good horse,
moving.
running about 20, 25, 30 miles an hour. And you're going to grab hold of a steer that's running about the same speed, and then you got to swing your feet around in front of you to put the brakes on, and then you got to get your arms in the right position on that steer's head where you can twist his neck, bring him to the ground, and get all 4 feet off the ground to get a time.
That's a lot.
Did I describe that pretty good?
You did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
And as a guy that has attempted this before.
I would imagine you have, as big as you are, David.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like being the tall kid in school and everybody wants to play basketball, So you're a tall guy around rodeo, they're like, you need to be a bulldogger.
Yep.
I've tried it a few times. I can tell you, you can't overstate how fast it all happens.
Oh, I imagine.
You see the steer and he's already by you. So
Yeah.
you've got to be on your A game. It is milliseconds to be in the right position, and that's what we're going to see some of these cowboys here today. And I'm kind of with Tom. I don't know if it's my favorite event, but it is on up the list. It's a lot of fun. It's good watching.
It's one of my favorites. If it's not the top, I like to watch the bull riding as well. I like to watch the crazy side of it here. But I really like the as Garrett was talking about the technique.
I was about to ask, hey, Garrett, break down. What are you when you're about to make that move? What's the last thing going through your mind and the steps? Just walk us through.
Well,
that.
for me, I never had any success anyway. So some of these guys, if you do it over time, I think things start to slow down for you. But I can tell you what they're sort of looking for. You want that steer running down the pipe. You've got your hazer on your right side. You got the steer directly next to you. And you're going to attempt to slide down the right side of the horse. So you're going to slide down the fender of your saddle, and you want the armpit to be right behind the steer's head.
Okay.
You want your right arm underneath that outside horn, and then you want your left hand on the inside horn. Now, inside horn is extremely important. Once you dismount the horse, you're going to slide on your feet, and you're going to let that steer carry you a little bit, and you've got to turn that steer's head to the left. That's where the horn comes in. You've got leverage with that horn. Now, if you lose the horn, if it slips underneath you or beside you, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're probably not going to be able to catch your steer, and he's probably going to get out from the hold you've got on him. But if you can get a hold of that horn, you've got him hooked with your other arm. You twist and you pull back, When you do that, it takes the leverage away from the steer. It uses his body weight against him, and hopefully have a successful run.
That's all happening simultaneously. Here we go, Tom.
Yeah, Tyler Ellinger be leading off in Texas A&M Cowboy.
And Tyler Ellinger, he's one of those guys. We saw him earlier in the tie-down event. I talked about guys competing in multiple events. He's won, didn't have success in the tie-down, but again, just so impressive, the ability and the wherewithal to be able to do multiple events. And we're going to see if he can have some success for the Aggies here.
I had a young man that came through my welding program, and just not long ago, I guess it was back in February. Actually, it was in February because the Fort Worth Livestock Show and Rodeo was going on. He competed at Fort Worth, and Clayton. I can't remember.
That's all right,
his last
man.
name. Yeah,
you're having the Tim Howard moment. It happens.
Yeah. Clayton Culligan, cowboy out of Florida, came up here to go to school at Trinity Valley.
Ooh.
Bad luck there.
So I have a feeling we're going to get to see the replay of this.
Yeah.
We're going to see Tyler. He got a little overextended. That's what we're going to see here. You've got so much force coming off your horse. You want to really be snugged up close to that steer if you can be. As we maybe look back, we're going to see he had to really reach out, and I'm not sure whose fault that is, if anybody's. I don't know if it's
here's another look at it. I'll let you describe it.
Okay, we got the back end of it, but I'm not sure. It looked like our hazer didn't miss it. It looked like they just got a little bit behind the steer, and you're going to see him kind of lunge out.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You got too much force, too much speed.
How close do you want to be? Is there a 3 feet, 2 feet?
If it's me, I want that thing
right
next to my shin.
Gotcha.
Yes, I don't want to have any air between us because air is just an opportunity to miss, in my opinion. So I want to be able to slide right down on top of that thing. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, and there's nothing wrong with what Tyler Ellinger tried to pull off right there. Sometimes it works, but you got to be strong because that's a lot of force dismounting that horse at that rate of speed and reaching out there.
Hitting that thing pretty hard, and all the
and your muscles are stretched out. I mean, you're fully extended. You know, it's just tough to pull off.
Yeah. So to go with that too is that I've seen a few cowboys that they start coming out of that saddle and then something happens and they change their mind and they got to get back up in that saddle. But most of the time it's I've committed, I'm past the point of no return, and so it's off that horse.
Good luck at that point.
Nathaniel Morrell out of Panola is our next
well, we
cowboy.
We kind of made the joke about barrel horses not having brakes. A lot of these horses might have been a blown-up barrel horse at one point. They have no brakes. They are straight ahead, and they are as fast as possible.
Well, so Nathan's horse is talking to him right now. I don't know what he was saying, but he was definitely moving the.
And there, that steer put the stop on, and
your hazer actually did a great job there, and I think we'll see it in a little bit. But to Tom's point, a lot of times once you've committed, if you know you got a horse that's not going to stop, you better just go ahead and bail because otherwise you'll be in the buck and shoots at the other end of the arena.
Right.
Yeah. But right there, the steer was a little bit wonky leaving. You're going to see the hazer pushed him over towards the bulldogger, and that's exactly what you want to see. Unfortunately, just weren't able to make the most of it, and like Tom said, the steer ended up pulling up and stopping on him.
So Nathan Bishel, Northeast Texas Community College cowboy.
Oh, that's
another
great example of what you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Having to go too far across.
Yep.
So are you coming out of the chute trying to get on that, like you're trying to get over towards that, but if that calf is going a different direction, right?
Yep. So what you want to do, you want to let your hazer kind of guide. So your hazer's our helper here. We're going to see him. He's on the left side of your screen.
Right.
He's trying to guide that steer. You see how far extended he is.
There's no way.
Well, our cowboy did everything he possibly could. To me, those guys were a little bit behind that steer trying to play catch up, and they couldn't get him right where they wanted him. But in a perfect world, your hazer and your bulldog are going to kind of bring their horses together with a steer in between them, like a s'more sandwich. I mean, we want to put it all together and let that steer wrestler have the best look and the best pocket to fall into. So far, hadn't worked out for us. And I kind of wonder if they're watching this barrier a little bit. I mean, it's a different side than what the Breakaway was on earlier, but we saw how many broke out, and no one's broken out yet.
Yep. Cole Corbello.
Quick work here in the steer wrestling, too. Only five
next cowboy. You know, and looking down there, Garrett, looking on the monitor here, this is the typical, what I call bulldogger here. That's a big old boy. And you see that stretch there. And
that's not his first time either. You've seen him pop up. He has been there, done that before.
Yeah, he's like sliding into second base, a little pop-up slide.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to take us to number 10 man in the region, Ethan Cart, Sam Houston State cowboy.
You bet.
Yeah, Ethan's just needs to make a clean ride here. He's going to do well.
Right. Sometimes easier said than done. Exactly. We've seen what can go wrong. right here, he had a pretty good look at him. Now, I'll tell you, he quit riding his horse. This is my opinion. He can come beat me up later. He's big enough to do it.
Well, let's make sure he finds you and not me, because
right.
I don't even have a fight chance.
But looking back at that replay, it happens so fast, but you got to help guide your horse over a little bit, and he was just running down the pipe trying to get caught up, not really worried about what direction he was headed, and had a little bit too far to stretch there. So what we're seeing here, we're seeing a little swappage. You're also going to see a cowboy wearing a helmet. That's a pretty new thing, especially to this event. But I tell you what, with CTE, brain injuries, head injuries, it's becoming a more prevalent part of our sport. I've seen several bulldoggers in this event get stepped on by a horse, get kicked, whatever, and have pretty serious brain and head injuries. So nothing wrong with that. Sam Houston Cowboy. But I have a feeling his helmet's a little different, Dill. As I'm looking at the designs on the side, I have a feeling
I feel like there's some personality under that helmet there. He's ready to.
I'm going to say somebody lost a bet along the way. That's what happened there. But, hey, his head's protected, so nothing wrong with that. But, we're going to see.
It's kind of hard to
do
something when you're number 10 in the region here.
Look, the phones are out.
You do have some capabilities.
Oh, that's funny. All right, good stuff.
Here we go.
That's what you want to see. All right,
go.
There's the horn. He's got them both hooked. That's going to be a good run. You bet.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Ethan.
And they are excited to see it with the pink helmet.
I think you might have known something inside there, Jared, about that pink helmet.
I was taken up for him for wearing a helmet until I realized what was going on. Oh, man. That was awesome.
Like I had to wear the helmet.
Pick up the score. What his time
Big
was
smile
there.
on his face, rightfully so.
I think they said 6-7, but don't hold us to that.
We'll check that for you.
Yep.
What was the score on that?
Yep, so they said it was a 6 and 7. Ethan Cart showing you why he's in the top 10 right there, and I tell you what, that could help him out in a big way if he can win the slack portion of this. He's won our Friday performance, but the long go, I should say, that's going to get him 60 points, move him up a little bit closer to moving up in the top 10.
Describe that as Ethan. He's taking that steer wrestling.
Yeah,
that's not an easy thing to do. If we get one more look at it,
talk to us back in the truck, see if we can see that replay.
He has to really muscle up on that steer to get that down. I mean, it was not. You've done it. It's tough.
Yeah, and it goes back to the technique portion of it. And we may get a replay, we may not. But again, it's all about getting control of those horns. That's leverage. And just like anything else, leverage is everything, whether you're wrestling or anything else. So
does that steer fill in that obviously gives a little bit more to, or is it all muscle and brawn to get that done?
We talked about training those calves earlier. The steers are running as hard as they can, but a lot of these steers have been what we call broken in. They've been kind of trained to the event. They know sort of what to feel for, and they know when something's coming. So that's a part of it for sure. But the main thing is you use that steer's speed and size against him. It's force, it's mass and acceleration. You use that against the steer, and whenever you use the leverage on their head with those horns, it basically turns themselves.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can't be stronger. I don't care how strong you are. You can't out-strength the steer, but you can out-leverage them for sure.
So there's a lot of technique that goes involved as well. Well, we are about to do some goat tying, gentlemen.
Some nanny slamming.
Nanny slamming.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite events, too. Just watching them cowgirls coming off at full speed. You talked about it a while ago, Tom, as far as jumping off a perfectly good horse. They're going to dismount and go get that. And it's almost like you don't have time to zig if it zags. You've got to make almost a split-second decision and walk us through what we're going to see here.
Yeah, so you basically, it's all instinct, I would say. There's definitely a training aspect. There's definitely technique. There's definitely ways to get better. But when it comes to catching that goat, you are moving so fast, you got to work off those instincts and be able to move when it moves and get in the position you need to be in. And I'm kind of like you, goat tying, not sanctioned by the Pro Rodeo body. You don't see it everywhere, but where you do, it's a lot of fun. It's electric. My buddy JR, a huge fan of it, of course. And we're going to see if we can get things done. Our first cowgirl, Maddie Silva, Panola cowgirl, going to see if she can make the most of the opportunity. First one out of the day.
She's wanting to run right up that rope, too. I mean, not give up any time.
You see a horse wearing blinders, too. That's a interesting part of this. She got off a little bit further back than she probably wanted to. You see that she straddles that rope, too. That keeps the goat right where you want it. And that's goat got up.
Goat got up.
Yep.
Man.
But that's part of that technique, too, as the goat pulls away. If you can straddle that rope with each of your legs, you're going to at least minimize how far that goat can get away from you.
Maddie's face kind of said it all there. She's like, I knew I had a pretty good shot.
Oh,
and
she had to
just
run to do
let
some. Yeah,
let it up.
She had a Saturday night run right there, and unfortunately get away.
You got an opportunity there, being at the top of the competitors, to really put a little pressure on them.
Yeah, give them all something to shoot at.
But
here's our number 7 cowgirl coming in from the way back.
Yeah, Riley Joe Cheatham.
She's
Sam
moving.
Houston.
See, and she tried. Okay, so she missed the straddle right there. You saw her kind of kick that leg out, missed it. Still going to try and make a good run out of it, though. Oh, another one.
She's trying to overcome the miss of the straddle there, and,
That's right.
and missed the loop.
And she was still in good shape. She was in good shape. Could have done good. Just missed the tie. And tell you what, I'm hoping it's not a ladies thing. Have a repeat of the breakaway. We had a little bit of trouble in that one.
Cora Stewart due up next. See if she can get a qualified ride going.
She's another one, that top 15, number 14 right now. She needs a big fourth quarter in these last 3 rodeos to be able to pull it all together. Right now, she just wants a good run. Waits till the last minute to dismount like that. Straddles the rope, looking good so far. Got to get the tie. This is the big part.
Should be a pretty decent time.
Look good to me. We're going to see, I think 5 and 5 is what was, as the kids would say, 6-7.
I was wondering if we were going to get that.
Yeah, get the 6-7.
The inverted double dribble.
That's right.
6-7.
Yep. So 6 and 7 going to put her on the board, and that's a pretty good time. I think last year y'all broke the arena record here, if I'm not mistaken, with that 5 and 5 we talked about.
I believe that's correct. Yes, sir. So we're going to get a fresh goat out there.
You betcha. Just like everything else, we want to give the animals we compete on and with every opportunity, give them a break. So nothing new there. Just like everything else, it's kind of a random draw on what goat you get. Some may be a little tougher than others. This goat already looks like he's ready to run, so could be good watching. Yeah, 6 and 7, I think it'll be good enough to move her into the top 10. We're going to see.
This is Tiffany Crawford, McNeese State cowgirl.
A little trouble on the flank. Going to time.
She's going to be frustrated because the goat was ready to give her a little help.
That's
there.
right, yep.
And just got a little tied up.
So a 9 and 5, second clean time of the day, going to be in second place for now. I don't expect it to hold up into that Saturday night performance, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen already.
Sure. She's still in the runner, right?
That's exactly right.
That's going to bring up Michael Wallace, Panola cowgirl.
Micah, chance to shine here. Trinity Valley Rodeo here on the Friday slack portion.
Panola kind of a dark horse in this goat tying event. We're going to see if can move to the lead right here. I'm expecting good things, though. That goat stood for it just like last time, and she's going to take advantage, you bet.
Yep.
Indeed.
Going to see how fast it was.
Waiting on the time here. Yeah.
7 and 7. Tell you what, that 6-7 from earlier looking better and better.
Yeah.
So Madison Cacker, Texas A&M Kingsville cowgirl.
Kingsville cowgirl. Haven't seen many of the Kingsville crew
yet.
yet.
But only 1 or 2 today.
Yep. I have a feeling we'll see some more of them tomorrow. They'll come in force.
Back to action here with Madison.
Lady Jack's down. So that probably cost her a full second there, but still going to make a clean run. I'm expecting to be in the 9-second range, but we'll see.
When you think about it, that 5.5 last year.
There I go guessing times again. Look how terrible that was. It's embarrassing. 11 and 1. But yeah, the 5 and 5 last year.
That was that.
There's a reason JR carried on about it. I mean,
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So rolling through a little swapping of the nanny here.
And we were talking there about A&M Kingsville. A&M Kingsville used to be Texas A&I. And, Tim, there's a little bit of history there between Texas A&I and Trinity Valley Community College.
Oh, they feel like there's a story coming.
Yeah, the name is John Randall. John Randall, yeah. Played here at Trinity Valley Community College, played football here, left here, went to Texas A&I, drafted into the NFL. Now he's an NFL Hall of Famer with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, he definitely left his mark. Whoa, nice run.
New leader, and the
Leader
crowd
in the
goes
league.
wild.
Yeah, yeah. And to go with that, a Trinity Valley Hall of Famer was inducted this past year into the College Hall of Fame football player, Al Shenard Harris. Also played here at Trinity Valley Community College, went on to Texas A&I and then to the NFL. Had a great career. One of his standout performances was at Green Bay in a playoff game. Nice job there by the
Wow, that's a fast time.
That's about as clean as you could want to
Yep.
have a go time run right there.
She's ready to hear that score.
The 6'8", still going to move her into second. Pretty good, but she took what was in front of her there. Maybe could have dismounted a touch later, might have helped her a little bit. Because you think about that, guys, they're running full speed, but a horse at full speed is a lot faster than 2 legs at full speed. You know, it's 4 legs versus 2.
Yes, indeed.
So going back to the Al Shenard Harris story, Green Bay's playing Seattle in a playoff game, and it winds up a tie. And so they meet out in midfield to start the second or the playoff. And the quarterback from Seattle wins the toss, and he says, we want the ball, we're going to go score.
Oh.
4 plays later, Al Harris intercepted and ran it back for a touchdown ball game.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
How about the movement or lack of movement there from the little nanny there, just like standing there. Well, come get me.
That's exactly right. Yeah, well, and that's another part of it. You want to set that goat up to where he's looking right down the line at you, and he doesn't really have an option to go left or right. He's just dead to rights. You know, if you get too far off one direction or the other, you give him some opportunity. But in a perfect world, you keep him straight on and straddle that rope.
Great job.
Yep.
Savannah Williams.
Having a little tough time there getting her string around the legs. And then he broke loose.
Oh,
so
boy.
No time.
A little time issue. So penalty there. No time. Hate that for Savannah.
So Tatum Davenport, Trinity Valley Community College cowgirl. Let's see what Trinity can do here for the Valley.
Valley girl here. Come on, Tatum. Come on, Tatum.
See if we can do good at the home. That's what we talked about. Got a little off to the right.
A little off to the right.
Goat goes left.
Yeah,
and it's falling apart for her, unfortunately.
One of those, anything that can't go wrong
That's
went
right.
wrong
Murphy's
on
Law,
that one
yeah.
for her.
Well, on top of it, you got to tie 3 legs, too. We got 2 in the knot, so not going to work for
Gonna
Tatum.
be a no time for Tatum. So Ileana Schideker from McNeese State. Haven't seen very many McNeese State cow folks today, but we've got one right here in the goat time.
McNeese does a lot on the rough stock side of things, but I tell you what, all these points count towards the same pot, and if they want to win this thing, they're going to have to do some things on timed event, and hopefully goat times where it can be this cowgirl and our next one, both McNeese Cowboys.
See what it's going to end up being.
11-6. Mackenzie Floyd, another McNeese State, as Garrett just mentioned.
Yeah, it's down to 2 more here in go time. Then we'll wrap up with team roping this afternoon.
That's right. I think we got 1 more to go actually on the goat time side, but we're seeing what's going to shape up into a pretty good Saturday night performance. Probably going to have to be, I would say under 7 seconds or right there at the 7-second mark if you want to be a part of it.
Pretty quick run there.
Little goat just meandering along. Oh, you're here for me. Okay.
That's exactly right.
Fast run.
7.1.
And that's going to be
6-7. Where we at?
Yeah, we had a 6-4, but there's a 6-7 in there as well.
6-7. And now I was
6-4, 6-7, 6-8, 7-1.
okay.
Yeah. And that 7-1 is what that's going to be kind of my cut line to where it could be right on the line of number 10 making it back or not.
It'll be interesting to see.
A lot of good fast times, no 5.5 yet. But tell you what, we got a lot of performance left. As we've mentioned, come see us tonight, 7:30, Friday night performance. We're going to have goat tying in the performance. Tomorrow, more slack on Saturday. And the big dogs, we're going to break it out Saturday night, championship Saturday.
Indeed. So why don't we step away? We'll come back with the team roping portion. We'll have it for you. More of that with Tom. And I'm Tim. Want to thank all of you guys for joining us today here as Garrett's doing nice work. And, of course, the Cardinal Sports Network.
Yes,
How
sir.
about those guys?
Our camera guys, some of the best in the business.
Guys and gals making it look
off
easy.
to you.
Let's step away. We'll have more after this, right? After this on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
At Cowboy Headquarters, we have everything for your small house or a large ranch. Our team can help you with supplies or expertise. We carry the top line of tools like Milwaukee, Steel, and DeWalt. We have boots, jeans, hats, and all the accessories, and a full gun counter. The thing at Cowboy Headquarters that we're most proud of, though, is the level of service that we'll give you, like things used to be. If you need it, we have it.
Let's go! The sports medicine experts from physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital are excited to support another year of Trinity Valley Community College athletics. Achieve better health, better performance, and better results. We're focused on excellence every day for patients, athletes, and Cardinals.
Panola College, a proud history with a promising future. After 75 years, we've come a long way. From 55 students in our first enrollment to more than 2,600 now. It's all because we're here for your success. With state-of-the-art facilities and a variety of resources, all here to help you succeed. In person, online, your success starts here. Panola College. Visit panola.edu today.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.
At Cowboy Headquarters, we have everything for your small house or a large ranch. Our team can help you with supplies or expertise. We carry
And welcome back to the Cardinal Sports Network. We're bringing you College Rodeo today here in Athens, Texas. I'm Tom Sherr. I'm joined with Garrett from Arkansas is in here today with us. And Garrett, what do you think so far, sir?
And so far, so good. Been a lot of good action so far in all the events, really. Shaping things up into that Saturday night performance where we're going to crown a champion here at the Trinity Valley College Rodeo, 18th year, and certainly proud to be a part of it.
Good old team roping here. What do you anticipate with this round here? Who's the guys to keep an eye on here?
Well, I'm going to tell you, the guys we're going to keep an eye on, or I'm going to keep an eye on. One of them's a hometown Cowboy, Slade Murray, Trinity College. He's the number 2 man in the region right now by 1 point. 1 point keeping him out of first.
Tom, 1 point's tight in that right there.
Oh, yes, it
It's
is.
going to
Very
be fun
tight,
stuff
yeah.
to watch.
It's time to change that. And he's got a great partner in Court Boyd, the guy we saw earlier in the tie-down roping, talked about so much. He's the number 1 all-around man in the region. So a couple studs. The good book will tell you iron sharpens iron, and you got 2 of the best right there.
And they will be in the number 3 position here in this run of slack today.
We'll keep an eye on all that and more. We're about set for our first run here in the team roping from Trinity Valley Rodeo.
When we talked earlier about watch this run.
Yeah, a couple Panola Cowboys. And that's how you do it right there.
Hey. Got the job done.
They did.
It's the only true team event in the sport of rodeo, and those guys showing you why right there. Your header, he's going to be the guy on the left side of the box, healer on the right side, and doing a great job. Your header sets everything up for the healer, and his job is to catch those back 2 feet. Saw a great job right there from our 2 Cowboys, Jackson Griffin, Ty Scraber.
There's another look at it, chance for you to really break it down.
Yep, so we're going to see our header come out. Got down a little bit further, a little bit slower getting out of there than they wanted. They didn't really want to be this far out, but he catches him, he turns him, lets that healer get a good look at those back 2 feet, and he gets the run he wants.
Well done.
So that's going to bring up River Champion of Blinn and Macy Vulcan of A&M University.
Did we hear an official time on that, guys?
I thought she said 8.7, but I'm not 100%.
Okay, so that's 8.7 is, to me, a little bit slower than what you're going to want to be, but we see things don't always go the right way. There is a 5-second penalty if you catch 1 foot. The barrier is still in place, 10-second penalty, so 8.7 could be good. We got a cowgirl here roping with the Cowboys. A little mixed pair action, and like I just mentioned, a +5 with the heel shot.
Only able to hook one of them there, so that'll be that.
Well, I was going to mention there about Trinity Valley and the team roping. Lightning Aguilera, header in the professional ranks in the team roping, and Caden Profili, a healer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of them Trinity Valley guys.
Yep.
Lightning lives right here in Athens, just down the road from me, and then Caden's from Jacksonville.
Tom, are you telling me that you taught Lightning what to do?
No, not by any means. Not by any means. I pass Lightning's place every day going home.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So here's the team we talked about, our matchup we're wanting to look at right here. Court Boyd, Slade Murray. Court going to try and put it on him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. It's been a rough go all the way in a lot of events this morning.
It really is. We talk about Court Boyd, the hitter right there. I mean, number 1 man in the region for a reason. He's extremely good cowboy. You see the horsemanship even working that steer out of the corner right there.
Yeah.
He knows what to do. I think that steer got out a little bit ahead of him. He had to reach a little further than he wanted to, and unfortunately not going to work. But, yeah, you mentioned it. Lightning Aguilera, Caden Profili, both those guys been to the NFR multiple times
They
now.
actually paired up in the NFR this past year.
That's exactly right. And just recently, Lightning just won Rodeo San Antonio.
I saw that. Yeah.
One of the biggest rodeos in the entire nation. So, yeah, pretty cool to have those guys as alum. And then you got Jesse Petrie too,
yes, sir,
on the rough stock side of things.
And not to give anything away, but I believe we're going to have a little bit of a recognition for Lightning here tomorrow night.
Give it away, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead and give it away.
It's worth billboarding.
Lightning was inducted into the Trinity Valley Community College Athletic Hall of Fame this past fall, but was not able to attend the ceremony, so he's going to be presented with his plaque and be honored here tomorrow night at the rodeo here at the.
Looking forward to that, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Well-earned honor. So many great royalties.
16-7.
Still Cooper, Darby DeMoss, Northeast Texas, Cowboy and Cowgirl, 16-7. That 8-7, that's looking better and better.
Yeah, it is.
So we're just going to see what the field holds for us. I mean, 8-7 could be plenty good to get back.
Garrett, let's take a little back trip there. Slade coming in today with his teammate. They really, needed better performance, but they're not out of things, are they?
Well, not on the year.
Not
sure.
for the year.
That's exactly right.
They didn't get what they wanted this week, but take me inside their head now. The last 2 rodeos are going to be hugely a lot of pressure there.
Well, especially for Slade Murray. Court Boyd's got a lot of things sewed up, in my opinion. There's still some things that could happen. Mathematically, he doesn't have anything sewed up, but he is the number one man in the all-around, and he's got a good hold on that. For our local Cowboy here at Trinity Valley, though, Slade Murray, like I said, he was 1 point out of that first place. What a better place to take the lead than right here. Yeah. Unfortunately, didn't get the opportunity to even throw his rope. The header missed, and that happens. That's rodeo. Yeah. But like you just mentioned, next week we're at Hill College. After that, going to Wharton, and all of a sudden, what was kind of a lackadaisical, like, yeah, we need to finish good. Now it's like it's pretty important that you finish strong.
Really stand out.
Yeah, we're talking about a trip to Casper, Wyoming, to CNFR.
That's big.
We can't talk enough about how important. I mean, that is a huge rodeo, a huge opportunity, and it is a jump-off point for a lot of these Cowboys into their professional careers because of the size it is. So you want to be there. You want your number called come June whenever that rodeo happens in Casper.
Yeah, so Tim, is kind of like that last 5 minutes in basketball. Finish strong.
That's exactly right.
Yep. That timeout going to be huge. Missed up top.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Cora Stewart and Colton Strandle, another mixed pair. And you guys mentioned it. We're going to see more and more of that. Sorry, I was mistaken. Ryder Harris.
Yeah, that was our boys out of Wharton there.
Yep, Wharton.
So John Murphy and Hudson Mudd, McNeese State Cowboys.
Yep. And I keep mentioning it. One thing I'm watching kind of in the background is McNeese to do good on this timed event. I expect them to do good on the rough stock end. But if you want to win this rodeo, you're going to have some at both ends. And right now, to me, we've seen a lot of good things from Sam Houston. We saw Texas A&M really do well in the barrel racing and throughout the day. I don't have the current points, but I'm going to say that's probably our top two teams going. McNeese has an opportunity to sneak in here and win this whole thing, but they need to do good on our timed events.
Rolling along here, team roping event. Last portion of slack before we'll break down and then come back tonight for performance in the Trinity Valley Rodeo. Friday night action starts at 7:30.
You're here in Athens and you don't have anything going tonight, come on out. As been mentioned earlier.
And if you do have it, change it. Just come on anyway.
Just come on anyway. Yeah.
Bring whoever you're supposed to meet for dinner out to the rodeo.
That's exactly right.
I believe 12 and under are admitted free.
Yep.
Everything else is $5. And if you're a Trinity Valley student or an employee at Trinity Valley, you're going to walk through the gate on your ID card.
Mm-hmm.
So come on out here and support
and
not only the Trinity Valley kids, but all of these young people that are out here competing. I
don't know if our camera crew has a shot of it, but those banners along the rails, there's some great opportunities to support Trinity Valley Rodeo. I think they've got a couple of, not sure if it was raffles or what, but for some great boots.
Yeah, I think we'll be drawing for some Durango boots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so there's a QR code on that, I believe, that you can get in on the action of that. But all along the rails, you'll see that when you're out here tonight. Be sure and get involved on that. Coming right in.
Extraordinaire coming at you.
She's like, okay, now I got a decision to make. Do I want to go ahead and throw this lasso into that crowd of Cowboys over
We
there?
had some inside baseball earlier and some more inside baseball for you here. At arenas across the world, people ask team ropers not to gather up in the corner down there. And at arenas across the world, team ropers don't listen. And, and it doesn't happen very often, but
that was an example of why, right there.
That's exactly right. It happens, I don't want to jinx us and see another one, but about every 200 runs, something like that will happen. But it can be a mess from time to time.
Yeah. So we got two Trinity Valley people here, Brendan Talbot and Allie Eason.
All right, let's see how Brendan and Allie go about their business here.
We got to see Allie earlier, I believe in the breakaway roping. Didn't have the run. Or maybe it was barrels. It was breakaway, okay.
Breakaway roping, yes, sir.
Like a lot of them, didn't have the run that she wanted today, but good chance to make it up right here.
Absolutely. See how they come out of the chutes firing here.
So you mentioned that boot raffle. We're giving away 3 Durango boot certificates and 3 extra tough boot certificates. So if you say, I'm not a cowboy, I don't really need cowboy boots, well, I got extra tough boots too. Great for working around the yard.
Well, that's almost, what's the right term? You live in Texas and you don't wear cowboy boots?
You got to fix that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But, yeah, we're going to be selling those tickets there in support of Trinity Valley Rodeo. One ticket, $10. You can get 6 of them for $50.
That's a steal.
It is.
Yeah, you go buy a pair of boots for $60.
Yeah.
And the fact that
you might get a heel off of a boot for $60.
That's right. Yeah. The rest of it's going to cost you.
Exactly.
here they go. Let's see how they do.
All right. We got him set up good. A little bit farther than we wanted, but that's okay. Let's go, Allie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got them
Nicely
both.
done.
You hear the crowd go
All right.
wild,
Yeah,
hooping
got
and
the
hollering.
Trinity Valley.
Making
connection.
it look good and easy. If I'm not mistaken, 8 and 7, the only clean run we got right now. It's going to be right there in that same ballpark. Yeah, 10.1, pardon. Tell you what,
Keeps
good
them in
enough.
it for now. and
That's right. It's good enough for
see how it
second.
Works out.
Yep. And I actually, as we're looking, we're down the list. I mean, that was our 9th run. You know, they're in second. We think about the teams we have coming up. They're going to be right there at that borderline. But I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see them back Saturday. I'd love to see Trinity Valley represented on a Saturday night perf.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. We would, too.
If that can very well become a possibility here.
And you talk about the team aspect. We saw kind of the leader of the dugout, if you will, Slade Murray, didn't get the opportunity and probably not going to be back on Saturday. And now his teammates picking him up. They hopefully will get back into that Saturday performance, give Trinity Valley another opportunity to get some points on the board. So that's the other aspect we haven't really talked about. This is a individual event. We're all scored and get points individually, but it's a team event as well. There's team championships given.
That all ties hand in hand here. Let's see how they do on this run here for Sam.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
Oh, missed on the back.
And a miss on the backside there.
That's one of those. It was kind of a layup almost, and maybe almost too much of a layup. Overthought it a little bit, and unfortunately, Garrett and Braden Scott not going to work. It's another Cowboy we saw earlier coming up next for us.
Blake Branquino, Northeast Texas Cowboy. And Keaton Kellum, also from Northeast Texas.
Blake was the Cowboy, if you remember earlier in our tie-down event, we had a calf kind of stumble out of there, fall down, not getting a good look, and hoping to make things look a little easier right here.
I think we may have a little bit of a
That's going to be nice.
So it looks good. We're going to check this head catch. Well, judge says we're good. I wasn't sure. There is legal and illegal head catches. That looks fine all day. I thought we might have had a figure 8 on there, but anyway, looks good.
6'6".
6'6", going to take the lead. I feel very confident in that 6'6" making it back.
That was Lawson Horner and Caden Albertson, I believe. We had a Hill College and a Northeast Texas College Cowboy there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
You guys mentioned it kind of at the top of the show. The mixed pairs is a little bit of an interesting deal. You got different teams working together. But like Tom has talked about, these Cowboys, they don't just compete at the college level. They compete outside of this, too. And a lot of these guys, they'll rope at the amateur level, the UPRAs, the different associations. And just because they're on different teams here in this arena doesn't mean that they haven't worked together before.
That's exactly right. And a lot of people don't know high school rodeo here in Texas is really big. So a lot of these guys and girls, they've been knowing each other for a long time. Been on the high school rodeo circuit as well, and so they're no strangers to each other.
Could be a pretty good looking time here.
Mm-hmm.
See what when it's all said and done, how it shakes.
8.3 for Blake and Keaton.
8-3.
8-3.
Starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Better
So that
and better.
was Garrett Talamontes and Braden Scott, I believe. I don't know. I got confused there.
Well, I did too. Let's see here.
Here's another look at it. Let's see if we can get a. So that
No, on our screen we had Blake Branquino, Keaton Kellum.
And those are both Northeast Texas Cowboys, so that would be correct there. And that's what she called out for Blake and Keaton at 8.3.
Okay. I got confused on that one
I
as
got
well, though.
I got mixed up there on the Lawson Horner from Hill and Caden Albertson, Northeast Texas, and then Garrett Talamontes and Braden Scott from A&M.
So now we have 2 East Texas State.
Those who got Kingsville.
Oh, okay. Texas A&M Kingsville. Okay. All right, I'm with you now. Oh, Miss.
I think our cowgirl are. We're gonna get this figured out.
Yeah, Elsie and Taylor.
I believe that's Kara Lamb and White on them.
Clayton and Turner, you're up. Elsie and Peyton, Garrett Cooper, Carter and Gavin, Walker and Will, Preston and Kate, be ready.
So if what she's telling us correct, they may have been shoot running. Maybe something's a little different. Maybe our order got off.
I think you're correct there,
yeah.
Garrett.
I'm going to say this next team's going to be Clayton Seegert and Turner Fleming, if I heard her correctly.
I think I did too. I heard that. So we'll go with that.
That's right. We're going to work with what we're given. So.
There you go. Roll with the flow. Roll with the punches.
But we're seeing some good team roping here. Headers trying to set their heelers up. Here's another good run.
Getting away from them.
Yeah. And that's another thing where your heeler can help you a little bit. Now we're waiting for this. The steer's got to stand. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
At this point, we might as well let the steer stand. But this is a deal. That's exactly right. Your heeler can help your header as well. And if we show this replay back, not saying it's anybody's fault, but whenever we do get to the replay, what has happened here, our header came out and had to make a big reach. Our heeler on the other side could have helped push over a little bit. Might not have been as big a reach, but unfortunately didn't work out that time.
Yeah, we get another look at it here. It'll give you a chance to kind of see exactly what you're talking about there. But
yeah, the end result's going to be a no time for them. So some hard luck there in the arena.
So here's what we're talking about. Your heeler on the left side, if he could have rode over a couple steps, you see that steer kind of veered that direction. Might have helped us a little bit, but that's all right. It's water under the bridge at this point. Now, I believe we got Elsie Weimers and Peyton Wilkins up next, Tom.
I believe you're correct there.
Elsie?
Elsie's from A&M Kingsville and Peyton from Southwest Texas.
Good look at them here, getting ready to roll.
Mm-hmm. What's fun about this event, you can mix and match pairs, but when you get in a groove and you know a guy, you know where he's going to be, it means all the difference in the world. It's a comfortability factor there.
You bet.
Because the variable every time is going to be the steer, what steer you draw, how he runs. But if you know, hey, my heeler is going to push him over a little bit for me here, or my header is going to catch him and turn him right here for me, that means all the difference in the world. You're not having to guess what the other guy's going to do. You already know. So right there, your heeler rode in just a step, and it seemed to help. Got the loop on. That's a good heel shot.
Nice job.
Your heeler did outstanding on that run.
Yes, sir.
Peyton Wilkins, Southwest Texas. His partner, Elsie Weimers.
8-2.
8-2. We're going to see on the time where that puts them, but to me, that's probably the best run we've seen so far today.
Yeah,
given the situation, everything they did looked just right.
Well executed right there.
Mm-hmm.
So East Texas A&M Cowboys here, and Garrett Freeman and Cooper Parsley. And then we're going to get to Carter Allman and Gavin Collier, Trinity Valley Cowboys.
Garrett. Boy, as you get farther down the line, you realize more and more we've really got to just go for it. Like you said, we said this early in the day. Nobody's coming here to win seventh.
Nobody's safe. You're in the southern region, the land of the Sharks, all right? I mean, everybody here can take it from you. There's guys not even on our list that we don't know a whole lot about that have come in and won their event so far. So, you feel good about a time you have, just like our tie-down roper from earlier. Don't feel too good. You're going to have to watch everybody. And right there is another great run.
Yes, sir. You can see that lead dissipate in a hurry.
Absolutely. And, the first handful of our ropers here, there was a 6 and 8 for Freeman and Parsley. First couple ropers here, first teams, you would have thought kind of like the breakaway. We're just looking for some clean runs here. 8-2 felt safe. All of a sudden, 8-2 doesn't feel that safe.
Yeah, that's right. Another look at it coming into your screen.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 swings, going to turn left super fast, and your heeler just doing his job. He's looking for that shot, sees it, goes in and pulls the trigger. Said, show me the money.
Yes, sir. Well done.
So here's our Trinity Valley Cowboys.
Let's go, y'all.
See if we can get a good run in here.
Well, we got one that we're hoping is going to qualify back. We're going to see, I believe, an 8-2 from our first full Trinity team. That was Talbot and Eason earlier Alman and Collier, opportunity.
And a miss on the front end.
A little tough luck.
Yep.
And you hate it for your healers on a situation like they don't even get the chance, but hey, that's part of rodeo. Talking about a performance tonight, just saw him come in, and something we haven't touched on. Not only are you going to have the great rodeo cowboys, cowgirls, we also have some great entertainment. Rockin' Robbie Hodges in the house. He is a NFR barrel man in the past, one of the funniest guys you will ever see going up and down the road.
Going to be a good night.
All right.
Yeah, whole new aspect, brings more entertainment to the sporting event.
Looking forward to it, and you got to be in the house to really capture all of it. If you're long ways off, yes, by all means, be part of the Cardinal Sports Network, always. But you can be here in person, be here, and then go back and enjoy it later afterwards. It'll always be there in the archives.
You never know, a head film, this camera crew might even catch you on the camera, so you can make your TV debuts.
Like we saw earlier down in the gate.
That's exactly right.
Was, like you said, playing charades.
Even our puppy dog over in the handicap section.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Houston State got a hard runner, and he threw every inch of rope he had, and he was about 2 feet short. So sometimes that's all you can do.
That's it. That rope's only so long.
That's exactly right. And we're going to look back at this, I'm sure, but I don't know if he got the late start or if it was just a hard-running steer or a combination of both, but not the run that Sam Houston Cowboys wanted for sure, the Bearcats.
Yeah, that if we get a look at it, you'll get a chance to see, I think, exactly what you were describing, just a little late out of the box. And that gives you an idea of just how fast they're moving, right? I mean, you don't have –
it happens in a hurry. You don't get an opportunity to miss something and then try to get it again. It's one and done.
They're by you.
That's exactly right. So one of those mixed teams we got here, Preston Pascal, I believe we saw him earlier in our tie down. Cade Girish from Wharton.
Oh, and a miss on the back end there. So no time.
Yep, no time. And tell you what, they had an opportunity there. They were trying to be fast, just didn't work out. Not going to see them back on Saturday.
So now, looking at our number 5 man in the standings, Kyler Ort on the head with Buck Garza. And
so you got 3 more rides here. The mindset changing a whole lot, or you're like, we just got to do what we do.
At this point, we are what we thought they were. The runs have been kind of what they're talking about. We got the number 5 man right here. Buck Garza, his partner on the other side, doing well as well. Number 6 on the heels.
Oh. And we miss on the heels.
Misfire.
We missed on the heels. Not exactly the run we wanted on the head and side, in my opinion. And again,
he kind of had to wait on. He was was he letting the lasso go over, or he's waiting to yank on that?
Yeah, well, and he didn't have the steer turned as hard as you'd want. There wasn't as much hopping going on. It was kind of a straight shot, and it was straight away from your heeler. Makes it a little bit of a difficult shot to pull off. If we get to see it again, we'll talk about that. But the header really dictates the run once he gets that head catch on. And right there, not the run they wanted to see. And unfortunately, number 5 and number 6 man in the region going to come up with empty loops.
So Corey Tamplin and Holden Langley, Sam Houston State Cowboys.
You bet. Got a cowgirl on one side, cowboy on the other side. And I tell you, this is an event cowgirls have really become drawn to lately. Used to be straight cowboys all the way through, and cowgirls getting better and better, and showing you why right there.
Oh,
That's
wow.
What I mean.
Yeah,
how
nice
about
job.
that?
Pretty run. I don't know where it's going to put them in the time, but I bet it's good enough for Saturday night anyway.
Should be back. We'll see. We'll get an opportunity here.
16.9 including for
So the barrier system, we haven't seen it, but it is still in place, and it cost them right there.
Got
It
'em.
would have been a 6 and 9. Unfortunately, our cowgirl on the head and side broke out, cost them 10 seconds. But, hey, she was trying to win. That's the kind of run you got to put if you want to be there Saturday night.
That's going to take us to our final pair, and Ty Williams and Garrett Lynch, also from Sam Houston State.
Yeah, and I've expected Sam Houston to do a little bit better in the team roping event. But overall, they've had a good day so far. We're going to see if they can capitalize on this last opportunity. And to Tim's point, we kind of know what's on the board now, so let's see if we can beat it.
There's a
little bit of a tough steer. Good clean run.
Nice.
Good clean run. Yes, sir.
So that steer came out, shot to the right, got a little bit out in front of the heeler. The heeler wasn't able to haze him. And you see that guy waving at us. I'm afraid he's telling us it's a barrier.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here's another
Maybe
look
he's
at
telling
it.
us it's the end of the team roping.
Yeah.
Yep.
18.
Otherwise, a 8-6. That's a big
Yep.
penalty. That'll do it for Slack this afternoon, guys.
Well, I was going to tell you, just wrapping up the team roping.
Sure.
Brendan Talbot, Allie Eason, Trinity Cowboy and Cowgirl. I think we're going to have a good opportunity to see them Saturday after seeing that.
Very
turf.
well could.
Good.
Tom,
Yes,
what's
sir.
your takeaway today?
Oh, it's been good this morning. We've a little disappointment in there in some of the events, and I think some of it was maybe some nerves, some timing. Not haven't some of these Cowboys, Cowgirls haven't been in this arena, and it may have been a long time since they were in this arena. And, but we'll do it again at 7:30 tonight. See what that brings to us. Do it again tomorrow at 11 a.m. with the. So looking forward to it.
Garrett, great to have you. What was
Yes,
your
sir.
takeaway this afternoon?
And it's still a wide open slate. I
Yeah.
have no idea what's going to happen tonight. Some of these events, people were dominant. Some of the people that were high in the standings were dominant. And then on the other hand, some didn't do so good. So it's still a wide open, clean slate. Anybody's ball game, any school could come out here a champion, and it's going to be great watching all the way through all weekend long.
We'll look forward to having it for you. I obviously want to say a big thank you, and a lot of this a courtesy of our sponsors. Cowboy Headquarters, can't thank them enough. Henderson County Farm Bureau, Lily's McDonald's, Simmons Bank, First State Bank of Brownsboro, and all the way around the arena. You'll see it tonight when you're out here.
Yes, sir. Come out and
be part of it.
join us tonight.
For Tom and Garrett, I'm Tim. For the entire network crew that's put this together, thanks for joining us. Come on out tonight, 7:30 showtime.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
wait to be here and have you on the Cardinal Sports Network.